Jungle is now once more a heavy carry role. They've given us all the experience and gold we need to dominate every game. But even if you knew absolutely everything about the jungle, the question would remain. How do you apply and what do you apply to your specific MMR in order to climb? Should you focus on grubs and silver, maybe dragons and emerald? What about trying to do both in diamond? Or is there a specific strategy that works absolutely everywhere? We will answer everything you need for every single MMR in order for you to get to master tier, and at the end I will include a little bit of a macro breakdown from one of my coaching classes to showcase to you some of the things we're thinking about when we're trying to end games fast. And so for the rest of Season 14, this coaching movie compilation will have everything you need to climb. Right, what is going on in Silver Jungle these days? We have here a Warwick leashing for a Nidalee, because you shouldn't be playing Nidalee in Silver, but we do have an Amumu. Now, we're going to look a lot at what we need for ruthless jungling in low elo. Except it's going to be ruthless jungling for everybody, because the level of intensity required at the moment exists in the jungle. You should go to Kha'Zix. Exists in the jungle because jungle is really in this position where you need to be good at everything. You need to be good at ganking, farming, sequencing, team fighting, tracking. It's overwhelming in a lot of cases. This is why we don't play Nidalee in Silver. No disrespect, but your mechanics need to improve a lot in order to make it work well. But here, Amumu. Raptors, Kha'Zix, red, wolves, gromp, blue. Look for your ganks, look for your ganks. You can stay out after scuttle and take them again. You just want to maximize level 6. So for Amumu, 100% we're looking level 6. We got ward here on the Nidalee, which is fantastic. Watch these two go at it top lane. We have the Vayne mid, and this is the thing that's tough to track for most people, but watch the Vayne from our perspective. Where does she come back? There. So this right here, while you're staring at the minimap while you clear, which is what you should be doing, you know that she probably warded somewhere on the bottom side. So you should be cautious a little bit about Nidalee's potential cut invade here. We'd obviously have, for some reason, the Ahri bottom lane support, as well as the Vayne mid. I don't know what's going on with that, but hey, I've seen more surprising things in Korean high elo, to be honest with you. Nice drag there. I'm not sure the drag is worth on the second rotation versus just doing the grump here. Obviously it's faster, but if you're going to be done at 330 or 325 regardless, you might as well just have better sequencing on the second rotation, because if you don't get the ganks off, and you don't, nice drags though, nice drags, I like that. If you don't get these ganks off and this pressure off, then you want to be able to have good sequencing, right? Because it guarantees you a certain amount of income. Now here, of course, we're finishing this at 333, which is super slow. Nidalee caught up quite a bit, which is obviously on the red side. And at this stage, if you know Nidalee started on the top side, guys, it's 341. Where's Nidalee? Is she ganking? Is she on the scuttle? I don't know where she is. So what you need to do, you absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else. All of this available through a premium jungle Discord, which is highly active, a huge community that help each other climb using my jungle program and courses. As we have seen by everybody hitting their peak rank goals in Split 1 and Split 2 of Season 14 as fast as possible. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle diff every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. Is go and hit this plant to find out. It's the same as if you're playing against a Karthus, a hacker of a brand. You see them start topside, you know they're full clearing down. At 330, you're like, should they not have shown already? And then they haven't. And you realize, oh, maybe they're slower clearing, because, you know, I was, but I'm a moo. Hit the plant to see where they are. What would we see if we did that right now? Boom. You would see her in the brush, you'd see the ward, you'd know what was going on, and now you can position your body accordingly. Should I counter gank it? Should I just take the crab and run away? Should I just go back to base? You can make that decision for yourself, right? Because you know there's a ward, you can clear it, you see this, again, experience and gold will take it. You look at this, do I just go for the scuttle crab? And now, honestly, if you look at the map as it is, what would you do here? And the discipline to be intense in the jungle, to be ruthless, sometimes means knowing when not to fight, right? Very important Art of War reference again. You've got to know, all right, look, I give you this battle because it doesn't matter, right? And that's largely my philosophy at the moment. Oh, they're on the dragon. I can't do it. Well, I'll go topside and counter jungle, take these things. Like, you've got to think very much in terms of, all right, I'll let you have the thing you want because I'm going to hit two of something else that's more valuable. So here, you hit this, you see this, you look at the situation, and you're like, you know what? Maybe we could do something, but if you don't feel like you could max this 3v3, and of course the Vayne has prio, hit the plant clear, go back to base direct, go straight here, okay, and watch the Nidalee. watch her very cautiously, all right? See if she ganks the lane, see if she ganks mid lane. You will have itemization advantage. What we don't want to do is be in this situation because there's no reason, oh dear me, there's no reason to die here. There's no reason for this whatsoever because, yeah, you know, Nidalee is going to beat us in this situation, but we know that she's down there because she started topside. She fully sequenced down. We have a plant. The biggest thing you can do in silver to get to high elo, to get to gold, yeah, I literally mean high elo, is know when there is a fight and know when there is no fight. Now, I know we're all familiar with the clips of Conqueror Amumu doing the damage. I don't really care about that, right? What I care about is that we have numbers disadvantage with mid Fryo. And now you see the great pings here from the Nidalee saying, Amumu, he's going topside, he's going topside. I like this pressure, okay? I like this pressure game. So she's going to cross over. We have Briar, obviously we don't have Briar top lane. She wants to get in the Amumu's face. Amumu's definitely based. That is the important thing here, but she has smite, perfect. And what should the Amumu have done instead? To counter this, you say? Immediately out of base, top lane. Go for the scuttle, go for the scuttle, go for the scuttle. Go, 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 go. Do we have a smite up? Do we have a smite up, obviously? We do have 2 smites up. So quickly snack this sucker right now. Super good. And why is it good? Because the Krugs are spawning. So while, what are we sitting on? We do have a warding totem. Hit the plant, obviously, just to make sure you have vision and deny usage of it. Given that you have a warding totem, I think it'd be okay just to put one right here to see if Nidalee, once she crosses mid, goes into my jungle. I want to see that. I also don't want her to play it through with me. We go and do the Scuttle Crab. We see Nidalee crossover, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You smite it. You can't go towards her because you'll be 2v1, but you do have top Briar. So what you can do is loop back around for the Krugs. Haha, excellent. Now the Nidalee sees this, anticipates this, and goes into your jungle, hits the Scribe's Boom onto you, and takes your Raptors away. Not so good. Instead, what you can do is hit this away, leave a warding totem down, snack this, take this. If you see her go for this, you can make the determination of, can I fight it or not? And if you can't, oh well. Literally, that would be my response here, because you still scuttled, you still got the second rotation, you're going to go around the outside, whoopsie, around the outside, hit the plant, and go to the bottom side, buff to the buff. Or you can cut in and just gank bottom lane straight up. Hey, how you doing? And also what's important is the tracking. It'll be 5 minutes, 10, 20 on the clock. What it means is you can also do this, go around the outside, so out of base, scuttle, snack, outside, cut in, gank yes or no, gank yes or no, or counter jungle, and then gank. So now you take the Raptors back. That's what I would envision might happen. So let's see what actually does happen. We obviously lose that. We go back out. We take the plant away, which is great. Now Nidalee sees where you are and she invades you. This is exactly what you don't want. Hits a spear. She does have an item disadvantage, but Warwick has lane advantage. And this is why I said to do it as well, because now you have told her where you are. You did the Raptors first for no particular reason. You're being chunked out here. All right, yeah, you're doing a lot of damage, and one can assess, should we be doing this fight or not? And we're dead. You know, oh, there we go. We shouldn't be in this situation. We're just giving Nidalee shit for free. Now Nidalee's giving something for free as well, potentially. Heal. Nice auto attack. There we go. One more spear. Oh, we don't even need a spear. Oh, we're gonna need one. Oh, the silence. I just don't like watching the circus. None of this should be happening in this meta. The fight should be very, you know, I'd rather you have the most powerful weapon on earth that you can only fire, a big laser gun that you can only fire 3 times. You want the Death Star, all right? I'd rather have the Death Star than a bunch of Star Destroyers in this particular situation, because I would rather a very lethal laser blow up the Nidalee's planet every single time than trying to outmaneuver small fighters with my Star Destroyers and invariably losing because we're incompetent. It's just not really what you want to do in the jungle anymore. I'd rather map control this thing with laser precision, gank the bottom lane, go back here, get 6, fight her if she comes down, or just go for grubs afterwards. Like real precision ruthlessness, right? That's really what you want. And the Amumu has been silly. And the Nidalee has not played particularly interestingly, but the Amumu has basically said, hey Nidalee, what if I help you be ruthless against me? What if I help you kill me? What if I help you get fed? That's all that's happened. This itemization makes me quiver. Sheen. I know it's fine, but like, just raw AP is just so much more useful in so many cases. We obviously are able to snack away the other side and go ahead and take the grubbies, which is fine, but like the sequencing is a little off here. We look at the mid lane here. We're level 6 at 7 minutes 30, which is obviously not so good. Here's Nidalee goes, I know the Sheen's fine, but like I just don't like it. I like the blasting ones and the Aether Wisps more so. Such is life. Turn off your toggle, buddy boy. Nope, here we go. Alt stun. Okay. Mechanics, as I say. I mean, yeah, it's true. But, you know, if you can't hit a Mumu Q on a static target, then, you know, what's a Nidalee Spear? You might as well just play Nidalee, right? Yeah. So, you know, the problem here is the Nidalee now has the ability... We have big jungle spacing, right? The Mumu's top side, the Nidalee's bottom side. If the Nidalee's going to show up here and get all of these kills, right? And be able to take these things away, all right? And then go for this dragon as we go top side. That's great, but this is exactly what I'm telling a lot of junglers to think about, all right? If the Mumu went down here, he does not have the exact timers on these camps. He might get lucky and be able to counter jungle this stuff anyway, but the Nidalee, I like what this is in principle. And in principle, I want you to listen to this if you're a ganking style jungler. She did some stuff, did some stuff, falls back to this, into this. This cannot be counter jungled at this moment. And in theory, if the Mumu didn't have a gank and he just ran into your jungle, there'd be nothing to counter jungle. See, now if he did, there would be. But that's him being bad, and it sometimes rewards you. But overall, when I'm playing on the other side of the map, I don't want camps to be readily available for counter jungling, and that's the most important thing here. So we do the dragon, we obviously a little bit, and we die, you know, such as silver. Always, actually, such as silver, I'm sorry, that's so disrespectful. Such as everybody. Literally just covered a Grandmaster game on the gameplay channel, and same thing happened. Human error, I suppose, is the way to summarize that. So, bottom side now into the camps. Nidalee's obviously dead. At this stage, I would assume, we've seen her down here. If she was good, if she were good, I would assume maybe a bottom side quadrant cut in so that this is uncounter jungleable again, and then I can fall back to my top side quadrant. If she was bad, I could envision taking this into this, and then maybe I can counter jungle. You'd have to see. Basically, this is where your deep vision and your tracking comes in, and your timers come into play. So for the Mumu here, we do the quadrant, we go upside. Let's see what the Nidalee decides to do. And I've gone too quickly. She's already bottom lane. It's 2 a.m. I'm recording this quite late. Shows up bottom side. So now you know you get free grubbies. Which, again, now the Nidalee has made the error. So if this was the play she was always going to make, do the top side quadrant first, red buff, gank it. Now you can fall back to your red side quadrant. No counter jungling. Now, though, the Mumu can easily take all the grubs and counter jungle. And this slingshot, I feel like, is pretty decent. Because he's going to start to rinse the camps a little bit. Mid lane, we got a fight here. Ult is up. Don't need to use it. Don't need to use it. He's wasting his ult a little bit. Obviously, that's better than counter jungling. That's a good play. Yeah, that's fine. If Nidalee's still bot, if people are dead, then we can counter jungle. We'll do it. That's good, though, from the Mumu. The CS moves, right? The CS moves. She's running around the map with no real focus. And the Mumu just did a couple sequences, and he's 3-2-2 all of a sudden. Gold amount 5.3 to 5.1. He's solidly positioned. Nice spear, though. Very nice spear. Well done by the Nidalee. Eating my words from the first clear. A lot of damage there from the Vayne and the Ashe and the Nidalee. He takes another kill. Mumu's now on the bottom side. Oh well, you just have to smile. There's nothing you can do. A lot of deep wards here, though, by the blue team. I like that. I like these wards. I like these wards. Good shit. Obviously here, you know that they're in your jungle. What you should be doing is just giving up the whole side. With ult in 20 seconds. If she wants to commit, though, then she can die. I don't think we needed to flash out, though. You got smite, you got another Q. I don't think we needed to flash out there. I think that's a big thing for low elo players. Learning the limits of your champion, guys. Seriously. Know that, oh, the Nidalee jumped on me in a precarious situation. Guess I'll smite and hit my Q. Guarantees it. Then I'll hit the next Q and she'll die, right? You got 2 Qs and a smite. There's no reason to back out of that situation. Give your Kai'Sa a kill. I think you'd be in a good spot. Nidalee. Lich Bane completed. He's cutting back here. I would feel strong enough at this stage that would probably want to contest something like this, because Cho'Gath is in a really good spot. And while I see the gank down here, that's not really the strong suit, right? Like, this is not the win condition at the moment. The Tahm Kench Kai'Sa, looking at everything, are not the win condition. But I'm pretty strong as a Mumu, and my Cho'Gath is pretty strong, and I'm a Aurelion Sol. That's what I would think if I were in this situation. Cut across here, you got the big fat guy, you got this guy, you got some camps you can take, don't go looping back down. Let's make this a fight. We got ult up. I think we can win the game from this, right? So instead, though, we go bottom lane and ult and kill the Ahri, which is great. All right. Nidalee decides not to even go for the Herald. You don't know this. This is a results-based thinking. You know, this is a good thing to go for. I have no issue with this. But I would have preferred to shut down the Nidalee, shut down the Vayne potentially with that play around the Herald, using my ult there, because I feel like bottom lane would have died anyway. Nidalee's top side. Does it make sense? I think that's a better play. And then you can always fall back and contest the next dragon and such things. We really want level 11 as soon as possible, but he's done a solid job with the sequencing after the early phases. Pretty happy with that. Aurelion Sol is not doing so much. Careful, guys, don't overstay. Aurelion Sol is the base. Got a crab? Yes. Good. Ashe, can we assassinate? Decide what you can and cannot do as a champion. But no, I'm okay with, like, this ramping up nicely now. The Leandri's rush is very, very good. That's great. Level 11, please. Nice. Nidalee, level 9 still. Just a bunch of camps, a bunch of sequences. Even if you mess up early, you can still come back in the game. But against another champion who's playing well, like the Nidalee, not well, but like using the mistakes, right? That Nidalee will destroy you. Really, that Nidalee will destroy you. And the Amumu has, you know, what? The Amumu has gotten a little bit lucky that the Nidalee didn't really push that ruthlessness again. And that's the big thing, right? So if you are the Nidalee here, you had this good early phase, you were in a pretty good position, but you didn't continue calculated ruthlessness against the Amumu. And the Amumu, he ruthlessly farmed. And he uses ult with prejudice. And that's okay when you are losing a game. Because you need to farm, you need to kill, you need to get back in the game somewhere. You can't just chill. And all he did was gank a little bit, sequence a bunch, gank a little bit, sequence a bunch, take a dragon. Great, fantastic, right? Map control. The Nidalee just didn't track him. She didn't get in his face. She didn't snowball the bottom lane properly. She hasn't controlled the objectives at all. And there's no reason why she shouldn't have, right? That's a big problem right now. Because she had the gold. She has the gold. She has the gold. But the Amumu also has the gold, right? Also has a KP, and he has the objectives. Now there, you got to hold your Q a little bit more. Nidalee's a tough one. She can just go cat form. Yeah. Like, this is a waste of time, right? You can hold the wave. You can take the... Honestly, I'm probably a little greedy here, but greedy in a bad way. I go for the Herald, and I just let them take the turret. Like, yeah, take the turret. Nothing to do about it. Let me take this one, gank top lane. Then I'll use the Herald here and push double while you fight down here. So I think that's a really cool way to think about it as well. Can we do it already? There we go. Is it warded up? They probably just assume he's on it. This is what you don't want, right? You don't want to be collapsed upon. If you're collapsed upon while you do objectives, there you go. If you're collapsed upon while you do objectives and you have prio, I don't want to hear, you know, I was collapsed upon, my laners didn't rotate and I died. If you're always getting rotated on by the enemy jungler, right, or these situations like this, it's you. Your timing is off. Because if they're all fisting and rotating down here doing nothing, and you're up here doing nothing, you could have just done something with that time, and now they are not able to rotate to anything. So that's an important thing as well. If you're always rotated on, even with prior situations, you're probably too slow to make the decision. And of course, it's a tough thing to do, but that's part of jungling, right? Learning to make that decision. So, free Herald for the Nidalee. Gold amount is in blue team's favor, solid. Aurelion Sol is farming it up, and Mumu is still very strong. They do have a very, very, very good team fight. Aurelion Sol is going to die because he overstayed low HP again. We're going to catch his wave here. Ashe is going back to base, and Mumu's back on the field. Kai's trying to hold. There's no reason to waste your Herald here. Yes, Nidalee, yes. Oof. Yes, get into the jungle, take some camps. And then Mumu takes one camp, decides to go hold it. Are they going to overcommit? Yes, we have everybody rotating. Ooh. Nidalee's running away. Nidalee's running away. Nidalee's running away. Tahm Kench just pushed the Nidalee out. We have Flash Ahri if we need it. Oh! Beautiful, Amumu. Beautiful. Lovely. Wonderful. Excellent work. Kai'Sa, we have, I was going to say we have ult, but we don't. There it is. Wonderful. So, that's it. If you need to give up the turret, give up the turret. Do a camp. If that's it, and that's the business, carry on farming, make a pick, push another wave, right? Go and counter jungle. If they keep staying over and Nidalee goes to the top side here, right? Make the collapse, make the pick. It's huge. Nidalee, it's good to counter jungle here, but you're not running away. Where are you going? You know, you're not running to the York, you're needing to shadow this scenario, but honestly, this is just a greed play by everybody involved, regardless. And if you're gonna rotate here, then you accept... Oh dear, that was... Oh dear. Yeah, that was a greed and grief play. Yeah, that's game throwing. Huge. Good job on that, Mimo. I like that. That was nice. Although now we should have a bit more ruthlessness, right? What does that mean here? What are you doing? Like, watch it, Mimo. Okay, push. Everybody's dead. Ash is bottom lane. Everybody's dead. Take a quadrant. What are we doing next? Dragon? Which quadrant are you taking? Take something. Take something. Counter jungling quickly. Let's go. Check. Q of the wall. Push this wave again. If you are a Mundo, if you're something that can hit turrets, go hit the turret right now. More intensity with this stuff. Take more all the time. All the time. That's how you climb. All right? When you do that, and you have the ability to say, mine, that's when you win. When you keep giving shit away for free, like there should be no quadrant here whatsoever. And if you have a Herald, that's when you bust it. Obviously, we didn't have the Herald, but, you know, for sure. Kai'Sa got the right idea, but this shouldn't be here. I would have done immediately after this, you take the turret, you take the Raptors, you take the Krugs, you loop back around to the Dragon, Kai'Sa shows up with you, Cho'Gath rotates over here, we quickly snack this up. Now you have a lot of cash money in pocket, you can go back to base if you want to. What on earth are you doing? Well, you know, engage ADC. I don't ever want to hear about it again. Broken. No. Like, obviously, ADCs do that a lot and they die, but in this particular case, that was quite funny. And when we did have ult, if you don't need to base and you can actually just get the kill, do it. I like this. Yeah. Come. Guys, it's a good call. It's actually a legitimately good call. Let's go. 3 dead. Watching the combat timers, the respawn timers. We got this down here. Yorick is obviously up here. We got Ashe in the mid lane. They're all respawning. Huge. Beautiful from this Amima. Love it. Love it. Yeah, obviously, the sequencing was off. The decision making was off a little bit. But this late early game, mid game has been really, really nice. Great example of how to take over a game. And he's doing it without being ruthless. Imagine taking all of those camps as well. You're going to have people so far behind, so starved, that they have nothing to do. And in low elo, what do they do when they have nothing to do? They just run at you and die more. They don't have the patience to say, look, we need to just wait until you tilt into us and make a mistake. Now, here's the problem, though. The Amuma's got 2,300 gold. With Baron, his team have already based on the map looking to do stuff. He is most likely going to recall here, is he? Or just going to hold top lane? This is a big problem that I see a lot of. Yeah. This is on Amuma. This is on Amuma. You got to be with your team right now. If they want to push and take this turret, I don't care. Why? Because my whole team is just Astra pushing this. If someone wants to tilt split, let them. Right? If the Nidalee wants to do this with the Herald, let her. I mean, she's going to take it, but here, if you're here right now with everybody, you win. But if Reliant Soul's sagging off because he doesn't know what to do, this guy's doing Grump because he knows you're top lane, Kai'Sa's pushing because he's got nothing else to do, be the leader here, be the shepherd. And that is why people throw games in this MMR range. Because you have Baron, you just made huge plays, and everyone decided to split up. The enemy have no choice but to group up unless they win. This is problem. Very big one. Here's Vayne, Frozen Heart. Oof, I think he took damage, guys. Yeah, this is the problem. He's just holding top lane. Just let it go. There's no reason. There's no reason. Like, even if he gets kills here, I don't care anymore. Like, this is ridiculous. He's got, what, 3k? Yeah, there you go. Literally 3k in pocket. Nidalee's catching this. Like, your Baron has been completely wasted. Is it expended yet? 3/4 done. 3/4 done. 2 bot lane, though. That's huge. Vayne dead. Kai'Sa can push. See, why weren't we doing this? Why weren't you doing this for all of Baron? All he had to do was take the camps, hold top once, back to base, join his team immediately, win the fight, shove. Now everyone's here, and these 2 inhibs are dead. That's why you don't win games in low elo, because you take too long to get to this point. Good job, Kai'Sa. Now, Kai'Sa has 990 in pocket. I've gone and seen a mosquito. The mid laner is 2.3. You know, there's no reason to base if there's a lot of dev people, but I'm happy with everyone just recalling spending their cash monies and grouping up for the dragon. Absolutely huge that they do that. And the MMO here again, all of this, you can look at this and say, well, like, what are they doing? But they're just doing the inverse of what the MMO is doing, right? It's completely the inverse of what he has done after the Baron. And you can't complain. Do we have a QR here? That one misses. Do we have another one to use, or do we want to save it for potential dragon plays? We observe. Oh, nice. Meow cats. Guys, you have no Kai'Sa. You have no Kai'Sa. You have no Kai'Sa. Mumu's actually, for one. Now I agree for the Mumu. The only time I would take this fight is if I'm the Zyra and I'm like 25-0 and I'm a Fed Mundo and I just run people over and we don't need the Kai'Sa. And if you don't feel like you can do that, respect the map. Pull back. Give up the dragon if you need to. Well, they're doing it. The two people top. Yeah, just play numbers advantage, guys. Just numbers advantage. Do we have 4 and they have 3? What is the ratio? They're just coin flipping these things now. It's really silly. You just push the wave. Oh no, they took a dragon. Who cares? Push the wave, take the inhib. Kite up and take all of this. Reset and catch this and take this, and now you set up for the Baron. Now you got supers pushing down mid. Does it matter that you give up this fire dragon if you take an inhib, all those shit, hold the wave, and then do Baron? No, because you're going to have supers push in, someone will have to hold it, and that's when you eviscerate. Someone can collapse on this too, like, you could always, as I say, shove, take, base, group collapse and kill, sequence up, and do the Baron as well. Someone else can take this one. There's a lot of things you can do. Nidalee actually, did she steal it with a smite, or? I wasn't paying attention. He was talking about Zamako. Did she take it with a spear? No way, right? We have well, that was weird. There's no reason you should ever lose it with Cho'Gath ult and the smite. Like, that should never be gone, so. Here's the thing. If you're gonna lose the dragon anyway 50-50, and if it's a 50-50 possibility, then do something else that's more guaranteed. And the guaranteed is usually a ruthless play, not a safe play of being in your jungle at this phase of the game. It's in their jungle, pushing up for inhibs, right? That's the kind of stuff we want. So, now we sequence. Vayne's down here. We observe. Do we observe greatness? My support is 2v1ing bot lane because Tom Kench moment. Champion's great. Everyone loves him. Just stop farming. Push. You know, you got 14 people bot lane. Push. Push. Why are you farming? Ruthlessness is the word of the day. And if your ruthlessness says, I'm going to do my raptors into Krugs, it's like saying, what the hell was it? It was like Fallout, right? You know, small spoiler alert, but I'll try and keep it really, really general. It's like being in a situation where you do something wrong and they need to kick you out of something, and you think you're going to be killed. Like, that's it, right? You're going to be killed, cut open and eaten or something like that, experimented on. But instead they're like, because of this crime you've committed against us, you are forced to leave. I get to leave? You have to leave, and we will give you a month of supplies. And you're never welcome back, but what you wanted was to leave in the first place. So you've got to think, how do you want to respond to these kinds of situations, right? Someone wrongs you by existing, in which case the enemy jungler. Do you want to be like, get out of my jungle? And you know what, for being in my jungle, have some of my gromp. It sounds useless, right? So you got to be like, no, I'm taking everything. It's got to be a different mindset. And that was really tough to explain, which I didn't really, I think, without being able to spoil anything, but it is what it is. So here, nice pick again, good fight, off to the Baron, everyone's going to contest. If they're going to contest, now you kill them because you have numbers advantage, perfect. Why are you contesting? You shouldn't be. Typical things onto the blue. Hello, Nidalee, yes, Nidalee, beautiful. Beautiful for a moment, not for us to witness. And we should be able to close out with our whole team here for once, using the 6 grubs that we have. There we go. Oh, Nomsy, Nomsy, Nomsy. Does he really have? Okay, no. I was gonna say, that's Kai'Sa's, right? Sorry, Aurelion Souls. And there we go. So that's a game of League of Legends, a game that should have been closed maybe 8 minutes ago, but that's why it's a great total Elo guide for you in the new patch and the new world environment. But remember that, how you need to think, high pressure, intensity, and just make good on your decisions as best you can, but don't give anything away free. Alright, Silver, Season 14, Split 2 patch, 14.10, all the way up to, you know, probably 14.18, 14.19. Riot have basically set the meta for split 2 all the way up until essentially almost worlds. And we need to see how we're going to be able to maximize jungle experience and gold so that you can carry to gold, and beyond. Now, in this video or movie, wherever you're seeing this particular piece of content, the most important thing I need to really drive home is I'm going to talk a lot about how farming isn't the thing you need to focus on, because it's true. Farming isn't the thing you need to focus on. And now you're saying, wait. But there's jungle experience. We must focus on farm. No, you need to focus on maximizing experience. And that's not entirely the same thing. There's a lot of crossover, but it's like, all thumbs are fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs kind of thing. The reason I say that is because if you look at the Kindred right now, imagine when this wolf camp respawns, right? In about 2 minutes 15. That camp will be level 4, all right? Most of the time, the second camp you do after the first buff that you do is going to be level 4. And unless you're really, really slow, the second camp will also be level 4 as well. So if you go Red Krugs Raptors, level 4, right? This will respawn then at level 5, and this will respawn at level 5. So if you take those camps as soon as possible, you're going to get a lot of experience. You're maximizing it. So why can't I just think about it that way when I'm ganking as well? Now the Kindred here in this particular clear is going red, wolves, blue, which will give level 3 thanks to a glitch from last season's buff. And now is going to go invading a Pantheon. First and foremost, it's not typically a champion I like to invade. I know in jungle he's a little weaker and so on, but this is a way better approach from the Pantheon. Let's see what happens here, obviously, as we observe the gank onto the Malphite. He's just not such a good gank. Then the Kindred shows up and we see 12 CS, blue, red buff, and now the Kindred, if they actually get a kill here with the E-proc, yeah, not quite. And the Kindred dies. Pantheon gets a kill, and the Ignite goes through to the Vladimir. That won't kill him. Let's break it down. Why was this so heinous? Now, again, maximizing experience, right? So Pantheon's a ganking jungler. He's not an AFK farming jungler. We do the red side quadrant, and now we can look to say gank top lane. Probably not. Gank mid lane. All right, I suppose we could. Or maybe gank bottom lane. Ooh, Janna, Caitlyn, kind of a tough one. Now, the cool thing about what he does is he loops underneath, right? So now you're thinking, well, why is that great? It's great because when the gank goes off, when it inadvertently doesn't work because it's badly executed, guess what? Homie can fall back to these camps. He won't be counter jungled. He won't be invaded. He's got security, financial security. The Kindred, on the other hand, is going to go for this random ass invade, see absolutely nothing, realize, oh shit, everything's gone. Can I gank this top lane? No. Can I gank mid lane? Maybe. What if you can't though? Then you're going to fall back to your grump, and then what? Nothing. Nothing at all. And you're going to have 2 level 1 camps on the bottom side. And Scuttlecrab here, you're probably going to sit around for. And then, maybe you go back to base, and you're going to have to wait till like 425, 430 for this to respawn. And that's your only camp above level 1. That will be on the map. Grump won't be on the map yet. So your experience is not maximized, even though the Kindred is looking for a 3-camp action, like the Pantheon is looking for a 3-camp action. So understand that just because there's a lot more experience in the jungle, yes, it benefits farming junglers, but it's not necessarily the meta. The meta is maximizing your experience. And the reason why farming junglers have so much more benefit is because this is a coin flip scenario. This is a coin flip play. This is just, hey, let's 2v2 and see what happens. And the problem with that is a farming jungler will dominate you. Now, if the Kindred went and made this play anyway, like say the Kindred actually gets a kill here, on the Vladimir, the Malphite gets a kill, they shove the wave, and the Pantheon is a Hecarim, hypothetically. The guy would have finished his full clear. And so the Hecarim would just look at this and go, all right, Kindred got a kill. Cool, I full cleared, I'm level 4. Kindred goes down to this, I'm level 4, you're level 3. Low HP, I push you off. Thank you. And the Hecarim can then just either gank this, go back to base, sequence again, and focus on getting level 6. And if the Kindred doesn't maximize their experience, which they haven't done here, they will lose out level 6 Briar, and I guarantee you, you're going to see a level 6 Hecarim, a level 6 Karthus against you. And here again, look at this. Cutting across the map to go do a Scuttlecrab with the Mark instead of maximizing experience. This guy's just gone to his wolves. He's going to do the blue. Again, not maximize. Do the grump first so that they respawn together. Means a wolf camp will respawn, the grump camp will respawn. Kindred goes down to this one. This is a level 1 grump, so experience is very, very low. And remember, on this patch, going forward for the next couple months, most likely for the rest of season 14, right? This is the experience reality that we have. Now, Panther goes Omega deep onto the Jan and says, I guess I'll just flash and kill you. Uses his E to disengage that scenario. Zyra chases down. Soraka goes for the silence. There's another one. Chucking out the poke. Most Sorakas don't do that. They don't poke enough at all. The Kindred, in the meantime, now is doing a level 1 Raptor camp, just did a level 1 Gromp camp, and is going to have to do a level 1 Krug camp at 4 minutes 44. You know what 4 minutes 44 means to me in jungle at the moment, and what it should mean to you? This should be when you're turning level 5. And the Kindred just hit level 4. That's a full level behind. And the Scuttlecrab here also got boosted experience. Now he snacks it up. He's almost level 5 here. And the reason why he isn't is because he's gone for those extra ganks. It's because he's gone and made impact on the map, right? He tried to do something here. He fell back to the squadron. He got something here. He got something there. The only downside for the Pantheon's game style that I see at this particular stage is that he took too long to do these things, but I like where his head was at. I mean, it's silver. I mean, it's low elo. I mean, you're not going to be snappy challenger, but at least he had that impact. Now, if he was smoother, right? If he was a smooth operator, and he's going back to here, you'd have a level 4 Krug camp here. You see it, okay, level 4 Krug camp. If he's really slow, level 5, that's how you know. You almost get a little bit of a benefit here. It's not much, but because he was slow, the Raptor camp respawns at level 5. This is really interesting. I noticed this in a bit of coaching this week. And normally they would both be level 4 if you're quick enough. Like for Zyra, they're both level 4. Obviously, it's much of a muchness. It's nice to have the little boost, but it's not a big deal. Because obviously, if you're fast at clearing, you get fast to everything else. So it kind of pays itself forward pretty quickly. But if you go and do this, this will be level 5 from him, okay? Kindred now goes down to the wolves, finally. There we go. Look at the experience. Look at the experience boost. There we go. Halfway to level 4 when they started. Look at the bottom left. I know it's really small, but you can kind of see the pink line. Wow. There you go. Just watch it go up as they finish the wolf camp. That's a level 4 wolf camp, by the way. There we go. I mean, that's a huge chunk of experience. Now imagine if all your camps are doing that. Obviously, Kindred, that's not going to be available. I don't think the Pantheon was necessarily tracking the mark timers, but hey, it is what it is. Vladimir still has not based whatsoever, and that is a laner problem. Nice little kill there. Get a freebie. Pantheon loops back around here. About a third of the way to level 6. Kindred goes down at level 4. He says, let me do the grubs very quickly, which of course he's trying to do. Shen forces interrupt over here. I respect the leaving of the Krugs here to go onto the grubs, rather, to go onto the Aatrox. Obviously, you want to make sure you hit that final Q if you need to, but we don't need to. Perfect. Now, obviously, the Aatrox has nothing. The Shen's back on the map here, 575. Wave's in a decent spot. So he's just going to go back down and do this. Now, this is where you kind of have to make that decision. Do I want to continually deny the Kindred anything, or do I just want to play for myself on the map? Obviously, when you don't carry on the denial, that'll be level 5. Look at that experience. Like, look at this. Look at this. We are just under level 5. This is a level 6 Gromp. Watch the experience bar of the Kindred. They don't only get level 5 on this one. Watch the slingshot here. Boom. That's a huge chunk of experience. We're what, a quarter of the way to level 6? Just under a fifth of the way? Massive. So when you're a ganking jungler, don't worry. As long as you control your camp so that they're respawning at the highest levels they can do, go and invest your time ganking, go and invest your time on what you need to, and you will definitely see the benefits from this, okay? And obviously the Kindred's going to go for this one here. And now you're thinking, well, if that's the case, Virkayu, should we not gank more? I mean, you probably should gank more than AFK farming because AFK farming isn't a good strategy. Now, farming jungling and AFK farming are not the same thing. AFK farming's a bad habit. It's a tendency. It's a, you know, you are not playing. This is a level 1 Krug camp, for example. Now look at the Kindred here. Let's just look at this. Level 1 Krug camp. There you go. A little bit of that, and that should be level 6 as well. Just, okay? But not maximize experience whatsoever. Penta goes to the top lane, by the way. Here, the Shen's out of position. And that's where, you know, you make these ganks top lane. I kind of like to shove it out anyway, but I know and I understand in low elo, people are going to troll you a little bit. So, as I was saying, when you're farming jungler, you still want to gank a decent amount. You just want to gank really high probability scenarios, which means I would prefer this Pantheon go and ult bottom lane. Let the Shen die for his hubris, path down, cut in, ult bottom lane, or do the wolves, wait for Soraka to show back into the lane. Once you finish the wolves, go down here, give a big old-fashioned man drop of thighs onto the bottom lane, grab yourself a double kill, then look to do the dragon. Now you've got objective control as well. Whereas the Kindred is really just running around a bit randomly, looking for things. And honestly here, the Shen ult, the Vladimir dive, These are not things you want to see, but you can't control them. So you let them happen, and that's why it's very important for the Pantheon to focus on his own experience gain as he is doing right now. Now imagine if he had his ult and we could go ahead and do something here. So I like that. That would have been nice. Shen, can we stop playing with the food a little bit? Because eventually you're going to realize that you didn't actually kill the food and the food's going to bite you back. Pantheon has to show up with no flash. Janet Caitlyn. The 99% has this all, I was going to say 99% has it warded, but they don't. Guess you don't know. You never know, but I would always assume. At that point, I think you could assume. If you didn't notice with this shove that nothing was warded, I mean, if you noticed, great, good on you, well done. But otherwise, I would just assume, hey, it's warded, let me scan, let me find a better angle of approach, let me use my ult in anticipation, because I want to guarantee this 3v2 fight in the bottom lane, off we go. So, now Kindred's getting into a little bit of this experience, right? These camps are respawning at a high level, and then basically you look at the Pantheon here, just hit level 7, Kindred's gonna go and get an experienced lead on this guy. Watch this. Bottom left again. There we go. See where the pink bar is? I know it's small. Pantheon is behind, despite the fact, oh wait, they have the same CS. So the Kindred, once they stopped running around randomly, just started focusing on cleaning up camps around their random player things, benefited. Now that's where farming is important, right? So if you want to be a farming jungler in this meta, gank before you're full clear, gank after you're full clear, only cut in if it's 100% a good play for you to make. Otherwise, have that good sequencing, gank before, gank afterwards, and play around your ultimate. Just a three-prong approach. You'll notice that you get a 20 CS lead over people very quickly because when the Kindred does these random plays, you're counter-jungling this because you're timing things correctly. So even in Silver, I would recommend thinking about the game in this way. If you want to gank, great, but do it in a way that the Pantheon did it. It worked out better. The Pantheon's mistake was investing a lot of time in the objective, ulting top lane instead of carrying on going down. And if he did that, he'd still be in the lead. So he lost and threw his lead away a little bit. And the Kindred simply caught up just a tad by making the right plays around their camps for once. And again, I don't think it was necessarily right plays. It was more like, let me randomly show up and do stuff. And now you're thinking, well, if the Pantheon did such a good job, why is the Kindred getting fed from this? And it's because the Pantheon isn't doing the maximum that he can do. He's not maximizing his experience. He didn't ult properly in the right way. He invested time here, which was fine. He didn't time counter jungling, which is something you can do here. When someone is going to gank a lot in Silver, make sure you're timing their camps so you can actually go ahead and counter jungle them in this meta. It's huge if you can do that, right? That's exactly the kind of stuff you want to do. Now I'm foreseeing potentially a random coin flip 50-50. And here comes the Pantheon. I've managed to fix the sound issue, fortunately, and just in time for this fight. This is not a fight you necessarily want to take. This is not a fight you want to take at all. We're talking about maximizing experience, farming, ganking junglers, right? All right, I'm a farming jungler in this particular moment. I see that this dragon is going to be taken away. What do? Sequence. And if you've got camps up here, just take the wolf camp, go up here, gank this, and take the grubs. If you can go straight for the grubs, go straight for the grubs, depending on the timing. Look to maximize your camp timers. Don't coin flip a fight you're not going to win. If you're a ganking jungler, you look at this and you're thinking, well, now I need to fight, right? Because I don't scale. This is a fight. No. Maximize your experience. Take the camps you can get, make sure you impact the lane somewhere else, and then take the objective. If the enemy jungler, in the Kindred in this case, shows bottom lane again, go counter jungling as well. That's really all it is. It's good jungle decision making, right? And obviously farming your camps and sequencing your camps is paramount to certain jungles' methodology. You're not going to gank level 3. You're not going to compromise your farming tempo. You're sequencing all your camps. That's true. That's 100% true. That's what we look at. But hopefully you're understanding what I'm meaning when I say maximizing experience. And that coin flip fight there is absolutely what loses you games in this elo. The Kindred now is at 4.5k gold. The Pantheon's at 4.1k gold. He's going to ult the mid lane here. Not ult the mid lane, sorry, but like walk to the mid lane. Why? We stopped farming. We stopped doing camps. We stopped picking up things that can actually give us experience. We don't know where the Kindred is anymore. And we fall back to our Raptors and we're like, well, maybe we can go for this now. The Kindred's like, well, now, I've done some good shit. I better go to my Krugs and my Raptors. Look at this. Now you sequence. And even ganking junglers can straight up sequence here. This is huge. This is a huge loop of power thing from the Kindred. This guy invested his time in the mid lane. Now goes to the grubs. Kindred now does a full sequence, has almost level 9. Pantheon ditches again, gets 5 grubs though. Goes to the top lane, I don't think really. Kindred wants to go into the Shen, trying to use that Hearthbound Axe spike. Panther's going to show up here as well. You know, you're looking at a almost level 9 Kindred. W will do the sucky. There we go. There's a Shen ult. And that's a death. That's a taunt. That's an ult. Remember to space your E if you're a Kindred main in this one. Space your Q. There you go. Flash over the wall. And Aatrox should be able to finish it. And what we should be able to do... Come on. There we go. Is get this as well. This is now a level 7 Krug camp. And all the Kindred's camps are going to spawn up at like the level 10 marker. And even though camps up scaling at level 8 now, still max experience, right? So you want to get your camps to the max experience as soon as possible, so in the mid-game your farming clears when there's nothing happening and no objectives to fight over are really juiced. And that's essentially kind of what we've been building towards. So whether you're a ganker who's maximizing quadrants and experience, or you're a farmer who's doing more full sequences back and forward, you're still always looking to ensure that the highest tier camps on the map are going to you, and you're denying other high tier camps to the enemy jungler through strategic counter jungling and tracking. And that's just not happening right now for a lot of low elo. Face it, most junglers and most MMRs. But that's why this video exists, to just bring awareness to this. Now, obviously, I have more specific ways to play ganking and farming junglers because there are differences. You know, I've tried to kind of try to give you a generalistic approach here to jungling, just to understand the concepts of what it means to be a jungler and the things you kind of need to look for. But it is that way sometimes, where you have a big lead, the Kindred makes mistakes and does waffle passing, and what happens is you throw it away with low probability plays, and that ends up costing you absolutely greatly. Now we do get the turret here, we're all low HP. The Kindred is, what at? 6.1k gold at 50 minutes, with 5.4k gold. Kindred's gonna obviously be caught out here. Don't take a fight unless you know you can pentakill the squad, you know, like if you're Kai'Sa Jungle Season 8 that I used to do, and that's just one Q and everybody dies and you heal up because Hextech, Gunblade, and Deathstones will you healed up on all 12 of your Q missiles. That was understandably nerfed. That was a little broken. But in that situation there, I get a quadra kill, so, you know, kind of miss it sometimes. There's another death. There's another death. And again, should these things happen? No. But... you know, there's no reason as a Malphite to ult Vladimir, I can tell you that much. In the meantime, Aatrox is shoving this in. Pantheon's supposed to hold. Both junglers are level 9 at 16, and that's a problem because you can easily be level 11 at this particular stage if you're playing a farming jungler. There's a dragon available that we can do as well. The sucker's at level 10. Remember, a lot of catch-up experience in these epic monsters that you want to snack if you are behind, always huge. But you don't really need to catch up anything, and you should have free 2-level leads. Down a level if you just control your camps. Both of them have the same CS. You know, it's not good CS. And that's also the point. Sequence better if you are a sequencing jungler. If you don't have good ganks, if you have things on the map that don't make sense, don't waste opportunities going for them. Just sequence your camps, control your camps, make sure that you can't be counter jungle the enemy. It's okay to have low kill participation if you have a huge experience and gold advantage. Just play the map intelligently. Don't get locked into one style extreme or the other. Balanced jungling will always win. Meantime, Pantheon is now completely thrown. And, you know, the Shen... I still think the big swing moment, the first swing moment, was when we didn't go in our bottom lane while Kindred was still running around doing random stuff. And then when we went and coin flipped that dragon and held mid lane. You lost so much experience doing that, that now the Kindred is actually just controlling their camps properly. Level 13 on the Aatrox. You know, the Kindred here still, like, because the Pantheon's been doing this, I'm surprised that Kindred hasn't managed to secure a higher lead. But then when you're doing things like this, I mean, just kind of saying, bottom lane, let's go, we go fighting. I mean, it's not wrong, but I would have preferred maybe we do this, shove this, maybe we could counter jungling this and take this, gank this. Like, can we do something else on the map that pushes it instead of, like, what are you going to push here? You know, because the way's been cut off by the Shen, you're not taking any objective. So in the mid game, early to mid game transition, once you get to that stage, you know, Aatrox dies, no TP. I'm all for fighting, you know, for something. But this is not what we should be fighting for. And again, the Pantheon just ults in here onto a Janna, into a Kindred, with a Caitlyn trap. I mean, there's no reason to do this whatsoever. But the Kindred's team is being spoon-fed mistakes and bad positioning. Essentially, what the red team could have done is just shove this all the way in, maybe gank this and shove this all the way in, taking this for bounty. You know, like they have 5 grubs, they got a lot of potential there. If Kindred and Jan and Caitlyn want to run around here, be my guest, because there's nothing that you're really getting at all objectively. Objectively, right? So make sure when you have these leads and people do dumb things, maximize your experience further, path in a way that allows you to be present, to push turrets and make the right macro plays. And the Pantheon just did not do that. So as we go through all of the ranks, we'll take a long look at this kind of style jungling. You know, because you see it's way too much. The ganking is off. The farming is off. Just the general decision making is off. The greed is there. There's no real vision. And, you know, as we're covering this new meta, you're going to see a lot of videos showcasing what not to do. That's because very few people are doing what they're meant to. If they were, and if they are, they're climbing pretty easily. So, main channel will have you covered in that regard. But this is one of the rare silver games, I think. This is one of the rare silver games where there's not much to talk about here because they just keep running it down. Blue team just go for the Baron. There you go. Like, you can't kill the Malphite channel, comes through. Malphite's still alive and they're just doing the Baron. Also way to reposition. You know, this is one of those games, I think, where they straight up FF. Let's have a look here. Mega team fighting. Aatrox TP in. And nice double Q knock up there. Again from the Aatrox, just absolutely eviscerating the entire team. Shouldn't have happened, really. But scrappy silver stuff. Look, honestly, nice job on the Kindred for recovering that early game messiness, and bad job by the Pantheon for really just throwing it away as well. Goes both ways in low elo. You know, you have to take what you're owed and control your own game in reality, and at the same time, the person against you most likely will give a lot of mistakes that you can punish. And sometimes that's all you need to do to climb. But again, let's carry on going through the ranks, you know, as we go through this new meta, and you'll see the improvements of experience maximization, and how farming junglers also play to really just carry games when they understand map control and pressure. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next one. Sorry for the no sound at the beginning. Alright, the most popular jungler in the game is very heavily Viego. Brand used to be it, but not because it took skill, because it took the opposite of skill. He's weaker the higher up you go now, but with Blackfire, Torch, and Leandries, still a good choice for anybody looking to sequence mindlessly and do their taxes at the same time. Viego, on the other hand, is, you know, look, you do get boosted a little bit by this champion. Let's not sugarcoat this reality, but a good Viego and a good jungler, when fused together, is something that will get you to Challenger. So figure out which one you need to improve, whether it's your Viego mechanics or your jungling. In this video, we will look and see what you need to do to get from gold to platinum and dominate with Viego. Now, wow. I remember when he would clear at 1 minute 55 basically and be full HP. Glad they nerfed that. Anyway, so Viego's doing the Red Krugs Raptors here. We have Lissandra Corki, Rumble against the Ornn on the top side. Brent, goodness gracious, is he going to get executed? I mean, I know you get a little bit lower now. 233 cross. Viego's ahead of him. That's good. Remember, for Viego, for any jungler, look at your cross timers, right? Going red side to blue side to red side. Assess where you're losing the most time compared to the pro player that you follow of choice, all right? Your favorite player, because that's where you learn where to fix your clear rather than kind of stabbing around in a haystack. I do prefer still doing the Grump into the blue for better sequencing, even as Viego. Sure, it might slow you down a little bit, but I mean, look at this. You got time. You can play around it properly. Jhin Morgana is a tough one to gank, and Rumble will usually have lane prio. So in his pathing, I'm curious to see what he actually chooses. Wow. Master tier top laners do not have this warding discipline. Fascinating. This is good, right? And what I would say for you mostly, you regular Joes, you regular players, ping your top laner to do this ward. Hey, Brand got leashed and path topside. Guy, be careful. He might gank you, especially if you're shoving. Ping it, maybe they'll listen. If they don't, you lose nothing. But in this case, he does it by himself. Now, Brand's clear is finishing here at 329, which is slow. Viego pushed this down. Obviously, he's trapping here in case the Brand does show up. Brand here, this is what's interesting. Look, if you're the Brand, it's 328. Your top laner has Briar. Your mid laner is Lissandra. She is decently positioned, but she's still Lissandra versus Corki, right? What's the best play here when you're this slow or you're against such a negative pressure point? Especially seeing as you anticipate this guy started bottom, went up. Just go back to base. Back to base, buy. I know at this particular point it sucks because you don't get your faded ashes, but that's the price you pay for being slow in your clears, right? So if you want to fix that, you got to think differently, deeper, and be better. Ultimately, this face-checking shenanigans is ridiculous. You should anticipate that there's someone down here. Okay, look at this. There you go. Viego does what I expected. I'm very excited. Thumbs up, smiling at the camera. I love it. Basically just says, look, this guy's slow, let him be slow, right? That's exactly how you approach things as a jungler with a tempo advantage, a timer advantage. Obviously pay attention here to the roams from the bottom lane. We do have smite, so you can just smite that if you need to. Oh, good, nice. But, sir, this is great. So, the brand is slow, right? The brand is slow in his first clear. I'm taking this, pushing it down. Great. My guy has Briar up here. It's warded. He's protected against himself and the fact that he's Rumble. Cut across mid lane. Beautifully executed gank against Lissandra. Chef's kiss, no flash burnt. Double scuttle control. Morgana rotates up, which creates Briar for your bottom lane who were being pushed in, right? So this pathing already, despite not having a heavy, I don't know what to say, like a Smurf-like thing, which people always say, like invade and kill the brand. It's just good map control. Full clear scuttle into a gank into double scuttle. Just playing properly and playing well causes a suction effect, a vacuum effect on your team. This guy here has the opposite effect. If you as brand full clear up and you're slow and you really want faded ashes and you know Viego's here, cut around this way. Even honestly, just cut back this way. If there's a plan available, depending on how slow you are, hit it to have a look. Otherwise, maybe counter gank this or maybe try and reverse sequence this one. But why? You just might as well eat the loss, go back to base, get this free, and maybe you could do something about bottom lane, right? While Viego is doing something mid lane. It's better than whatever the hell he has done, which is beat Chunked and now just wander around the seven seas. This ward, again, I had this in a gameplay channel from a Grandmaster Lilia, and I was confused by this because even though we know that the brand is going to go back to base, yeah, see, I don't like this. We know that the brand hypothetically should be in base, right? He's going to be half down to do his Gromp, Wolves, and go up. What if, though, he goes to the Gromp and tries to gank your bottom lane? So I like having the ward here because it will tell me explicitly what he does. Now, yes, there's a possibility he does Gromp, Wolves, and cuts in for the Dragon. But I don't care because then I'll just take his top side, right? Now, from Viego's perspective, in this case, bottom lane are sagging off. Lissandra is in vision. This guy's going here. Go and steal his Gromp. Go ward and steal his Gromp. 420, the sucker's going to respawn. We can snack that up very, very easily. Now, here it spawns for us at 426, 427. That is slow. But I'm okay doing it. Because, sure, you could maybe look for this. I wouldn't, but you could. And if he stays any longer while I'm doing his Gromp, right? Maybe he can steal his Wolves as well. I could be watching that. A little greedy to steal the Wolves, but definitely Gromp, back to base, then into Krugs, what are these? Krugs into Raptors, and now you can basically be in a really great position. So I think Viego should have looked to do that. Brand stays out, goes ahead and ganks the mid lane, presses E into a Q into a W. Wow, that was so skilled. Magnificent. Tick, 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 but no boom. Now he's going to go up to a second spawn Raptors. So from Viego's point of view, this is a loss of tempo. This is not a good decision from him. He has compromised the advantages that the brand gave him by making mistakes, and this could all be gone. Why is this important, ladies and gentlemen? Because we are just over level 5. If you took that, went back to base, took this, see this, did this, and ganked this sucker, you'd be level 6. And then you'd have free Grubs level 6. While the brand would go down and take his Wolves, sure, he'd get them, but there'd be no Grump. Now, you've moved up, brand has stayed out, you have no lanes to help you, you're walking in his jungle. I hope he dies for this. This is greedy and bad pathing, that's why. Tragic. Look, no offense, but this is why you're gold. And that's good, that's okay. I'm happy, like I made these mistakes all the time. Everybody does. Look, I've watched the Master Tier player make this mistake this week. This is fine. Just understand why. Was this a bad play? Versus watching the brand on wards, tracking what he does, stealing his grub, sequencing all the way up. Let him play around with himself. Let him try and figure out how to take his 2 IQ points and make a fire. Let him figure out how to do that in his side of the jungle, right? You don't need to interfere. Ensure, though, that you then control top side as well as the grubbies. You'll be in a great position. Now, though, you're totally ruined. He goes back to base for Haunting Guys. That's quite funny. Look, Haunting Guys are still great in Brand, but I'm going to give you the secret tech on Brand. Rylai's Rush is still the best win rate item. Now, what I would do, personally, is I would sit on the Faded Ashes. Like I would sit on a Tiamat. I feel like that invest gets paid back by the bonus farming that you get. And I think that's an important concept to think about. So, Rumble topside fighting the Ornn. Viego now going down. This guy's going to go straight to the grubbies or getting topside. What's he going to do? There should be no reason why in this MMR range you are not on the grubs at level 6, getting level 6 by 6 minutes 30 ever. You should always be in that moment. And that's, for me, the fix, right? So this video, go watch the Jungle Roots video on the main channel. The level 6 one, the first level 6 one I just put out 2-3 weeks ago. Focus on this. Make this your religion and get 6 early, because this guy, level 5 Brand, all the way up into Master Tier, will be doing this, walking up level 5 to the grubs. You want to be 6, then you eviscerate them and you snowball. That's exactly what we like to do. So, in my opinion, that's what I would look to do in these situations. Now, because of his bad decision, he dies. Now, Brand gets free grubs. He's not impacting the bottom lane whatsoever. Yes, he hit level 6 and he doesn't look for it. I mean, personally, here you should probably look to do something about it, right? Rather than just sequence down blindly, you have 6 while Brand's on grubbies, go and do something. Does he force this? Or does he just go straight for dragon? Oof, there you go. We take those. See, what we could do while the Brand is topside here, joking it around, is counter jungle. Now, to me, I value his whole blue quadrant here more than I value that dragon. At a high clip, too, because it's third rotation camps, and obviously this is a great ward here by the Lissandra, by the Morgana, by the Brand, whoever placed it. That's fantastic. We know that they're on the dragon from the red team's perspective, but nothing you can do about it. So from Brand's, did he just ding 6? 836? Goodness gracious me. Really slow. So ask yourself this question when you watch your VOD reviews today as a gold level jungler. Why could I not punish a guy who's getting level 6 2 minutes after when he should be getting it? And that's, I think, a great way to phrase your VOD reviews, right? First and foremost, why was my level 6 slow? Okay. Then when you watch this Brand, why couldn't I punish him? And this is the biggest thing. Punish and deny, punish and deny. This whole quadrant dying equals the Brand has nowhere to go. I have better angles for ganks and collapses, and I can always loop back again, and then I can take the dragon thereafter. I can always go back to base after taking the quadrant if I have a crucial itemization spike, gank it after, and then do the dragon. The denial there is more important because the Brand had a very late level 6. This is a third rotation quadrant now. By that I mean the camps have now spawned 3 times, and a second spawn on the blue. He'll be level 7 after this, and you're going to be just level 7. The experience level should be pretty damn close. Let's see. You might even have a small lead. Come on. You got it, sir. You got it. You can do it. There is his level lead. You can see in the bottom left, the little pink line. And Viego's just a little bit less, as I said. So Brand's got more experience than you right now in the game League of Legends. Why does he have more experience than you? That's where this denial is so damn important. That's why in the courses, we talk all the time about jungle denial being the most fundamental thing for gold and platinum junglers to get to emerald. It is the biggest difference because the junglers that you're facing and you as a jungler are still making a lot of mistakes. But the difference is you start to get punished for them and you start to lose out. And that really is something that continues to get worse and worse and worse at an exponential curve the higher up you go in ranked. Now the Brand can go topside and get free farm. So the Viego here is not punishing the Brand's waffling, his terrible pathing, anything. And we're 1-1-0 while he's 1-0-0. Well, a little bit of CS. Gold amount's basically the same. We're not really on target to hit that 14-minute 6k gold advantage, are we? Secondly, just a little bit about Viego itemization. I understand it's the trend, it's in vogue to go for the Blade of the Ruined King because he is called that. Stop it though, because half the time you're never going to be able to use it. Are you really going to be able to get that slow and hit the Blade of the Ruined King passive on a Jhin with a Morgana if they do their job correctly, especially if it's a Brand, Ornn, and Lissandra? I don't think so. The way I view it for Viego's is Kraken is still the best. Mathematically, it is the best by win rate, but also strategically, kind of assessing this, it is. I've been going on about Viego builds since his release, and I've always been very quick to swap over based upon the nerfs they gave him in the itemization. The movement speed and the passive and the way Kraken works is just the best for jungle spiking at level 1. Afterwards, if you want to go for Blade, and you prefer that style, go ahead, enjoy yourself. I don't think it's best, but, you know, you do you. After that, though, think about Sundered Sky and Trinity Force as your go-to items. Are they squishy, kiteable? Do I need the movement to be passive? Do I want the bonus damage? Do I want to be able to have a higher DPS? Then Trinity Force will do great things. And obviously, then you can think about your Sterak's and your Maw and your Wit's End and your Death Stunts and things like that. But if you go Sundered Sky, Sterak's Gates, those 3 items are still the best. It's not the most exciting. It's definitely a little bit boring. But do you want to win? Or do you want to have a few moments that feel good with Blade of the Ruin King? Pick and choose. And just stay away from Titanic. I know some people run it, but just... it's a Petri dish experiment, right? Like, you're building Titanic, and in your mind, it's like, well, in practice tool, it did this, or in theory, it does this. But in reality, these other items provide you way more practical outlets to success. See, look at this. This is not the best gank in the world, but his counter jungling led to a great angle of approach and a free gank. Problem is, he did it while this guy just farms and does the grubs. So he's losing out yet again. And that's our problem, right? He is now the Morgana, and now he's nothing else to do. Brand can also finish this up and maybe steal the Grump. Can he? Do it, sir. Oh, he wants to kill the Corki instead. Huh? See, like, here, just go for the Grump. Go counter jungling, especially if the guy's timers are being tracked in your mind, especially if he's out of position. Oof. See, look at the Viego. He doesn't think that the Brand is going to go for his camps, right? Why would he? Because it's not Jungle Denial isn't on the forefront of his mind. And the Brand isn't even thinking about it because Jungle Denial isn't something he thinks about, counter jungling at all. That's where you get your leads, my friends. Now he's doing his camps while this goes on. Could be rotating. Could be long since rotating. Your bottom lane win it, and you go, good job, bottom lane. You guys are the best, yeah. But results-based, right? A lot of trust. A lot of trust when that happens. I'm not always a fan of it. However, in this matter, as I've said, 80% rule is the most important thing. So if you don't think that you can rotate there in time at an 80% probability to get kills to help them, then don't. Yes, by all means, stay on your red, go to your Raptor sequence up. Why base though, right? He's going obviously for the Kraken Slayer here. Build path, obviously, shifted around a little bit. New Quiver is going to Lord Dominic's. Yeah, it's an interesting one. That should be cool. So good on the Kraken here. We like that one. Sorry if I kind of sold it as if he was going Blade. I actually didn't really fully look at his build, so I'm curious to see what he goes next. Let's see. Merc Dredge is great here, obviously. If you disagree, I don't think I can help you. I think there's a slot in Joker's crew in Arkham City. They can help you. So this is the thing. For me, I think this is a great little small strategic window into how I think on this patch. I rate this guy's objective snack 1,000 years ahead of the Viegos. That the grubs at 6 plus the Herald is way more valuable for winning games. The 2 dragons I don't care about. I'm actively actually pathed in a way that gives up dragons. I only get them if it's truly free. Like, I got no camps to be counter jungled, there's no grubs, there's no Herald, I am down here, yeah, sure, let's do it, right? If there's free objectives, I'll take them, I'm not gonna ignore it. But I would prefer to not be trading dragons for grubs and for heralds, especially when we're 1-1-1. There's a little bit of a flash. We'll go and get that one going. Here's a Brand taking off the... Can we go counter jungling now, perhaps? Nope. See, now the Brand should be counter jungling and he isn't. Don't need to rush the herald either. No wave. Cutting across. The windows here are not... They're not good. Like... We see the Viego going down here, right? We know he's in our jungle again. We know he's ganking bottom side, we're doing top side. There it is. That's fine, though. Yeah, that's okay. We just wait for the Sandra to play around it. They should be out of position. Oof, this is going to be spicy. Does she have flash up, actually? No, she doesn't. Never mind. Ults herself. Jin? It was not a spy. I thought something else would happen. Orange shows up. He's nothing. Well, sorry. Should I put that fight on the thumbnail? Best fight world, and you guys will all be hyped, and then you'll get in and realize it was tragic. No, I wouldn't do that. Jin now dies as well to the Viego, 3-1-2. Yeah, very interesting. But the Brand has done a solid job just catching up a little bit with the sequencing, which I, of course, value quite heavily. Here's Ornn. Ult coming up very, very shortly. There we go. Viego goes and farms again instead of handling his business mid lane. It's become a straight up stat checking fiesta, which is why at 14 minutes, you know, we look at our gold now, 6.6, 5.5 for the brand. That's pretty low because it's 17 minutes. So he's not jungled well at all, right? The brand is jungled horrifically. But the question I guess I pose to you is, what do you think an Emerald level jungler, not even Diamond, Master, whatever, what do you think an Emerald level jungler would be doing to this brand if he were playing Viego? I feel like he would have dismantled him. I think he would have had a 4-level lead on the guy because he was so inefficient. He left his quadrants up so much, and this was up way too long for Viego, and Brand never took it away. Gotta look for those windows. However, Viego does a little bit of cleanup in the last few minutes, gets a couple kills, goes back to base here, 2.5 in pocket. Look at the map though. What's the stat missing from the Viego's stat post-game thing that we're gonna think about? Why is the Viego's map looking like this despite him doing a solid job, despite the gold lead being equal? Gold amount being equal. Turret damage, my friends, turret damage. Why is there more turret damage for the blue team? I mean, for the red team. Because they got grubs, because they have Herald, which they will use now as well. Viego, in the meantime, decides to chase Morgana instead of dealing with his... You know, his bottom lane are actually doing a solid job, and he's got 3 ADCs on his team, so I don't blame him for being a little bit suspect. A little bit sussy here about his team, but... And they're taking his camps, and the guy's going to go back to base, and we're technically going down to the Krugs, that's great. But unless you're going to split push this up... Oh, I went back way too far. Excuse me. Let's go forward, 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 forward. Okay, here we go. So we see this fight begin. Jin's ulting on ults. Okay, Rumble's top side here, and guy's got no TP, so he's going to be no help. Lissandra, though, is bottom lane. She does have TP. That is something we do have to be aware of. However, Brand, obviously, we see on this Grump. So we know that we have currently a 3v3 scenario, except we can make it 4v3. And we need to use that. So the Viego is going to go and chase the Morgana. That's the mistake. Don't do that. Cut in, and now all of a sudden you've got a 4v2 fight. Okay? And Ashe has actually done a great job stunning the Jhin. So Misfortune, Corki, and Viego need to all turn in onto this Ornn and keep everybody alive as much as they can. And unfortunately, Viego is the jungler. If it's you, you have to be at a point in the game right now where you are strong enough to make the play I just said. If you are not strong enough to make the play, then you need to fix your early game. That's the whole point of jungling, right? To be strong in this moment so that you can make this play. Kill Jhin, kill Ornn, keep your team alive, push up, hit the turret, take it away, kill anybody that rotates, be in a great position. Now, though, you're chasing the Morgana in their jungle, no reason. 1v3. I guess 1v3, but like we don't do enough damage. We don't do damage to the right people. We don't hit turrets. What do we do? And I think that's always a question you need to ask yourself when you're playing this kind of jungler, this kind of way. Hopefully that makes sense. Dragon spawns because you're tied into doing the dragons. Brand does have a Herald. Kind of curious as to see when he uses it. Most Herald uses are pretty bad. Usually you want to do it when there's an objective up so you can create some prio. You want to do it when you're equal and opposite. Say your team are fighting, you know, bottom lane and you're up here split pushing. Like say you're Viego for some reason up here and you have Herald and your team are going for a dragon you don't need and you can't win the fight anyway. Hey, I would activate the Herald now. Punch it, hit it. I have 6 grubs. Cool. Punch it, hit it. That's another one. If they don't react to me, I'm going to go all the way. So you want to use it as a pressure release valve, whatever form that takes. That is not a pressure relief valve. That's the big red button in a submarine that says, do not press. And you're the guy that just can't help himself. And it's a self-destruct button. That's that Herald. Oh, here he comes. Or he's a genius savant and it's just a rotational vehicle. No, don't do that. Although that's quite funny. He used it as a rotational vehicle, gets some kill and assist. It goes back to the... You know what? Funny. Just funny. Just laughing. But from Blue Team's perspective, right? Look at the map again. We're doing this dragon, we're coin flipping it, getting the 3rd one. That's fine. But look at this. Ashe is being run down by the Ornn. The Misfortune is over here on this side. The Corki is killing the... Where's Viego going? Chasing the Morgana. Target selection and target swapping are so important as fighters and as assassins. And Viego does play a little bit like both. Guy just ulted an Ornn in Lissandra in a stasis. So, hey. That's a tough thing, I will say. That is not an easy thing. That's why, because team fighting and target selection and target swapping are such difficult concepts, why make them harder than they need to be by being equal and behind in gold compared to the rest of the map? So if I have a fix that allows me to be the strongest Avenger, to be Hulk on the map, so that when these fights come, I can just start swatting people side to side by their feet, why wouldn't you use it, right? So that's the way I view early game jungling. So that when these moments come, I can be the Hulk, have a lot of fun, laugh at everybody, all right? And sometimes, yes, if you play in EU West, you know that they do almost type like the Hulk speaks. It's a way better outcome. Now the Viego is level 11, 332. Brand is 314, and he is now a gold leader 400. I don't know what the Brand did to deserve such gifts, but you, my friends, are the ones that gave it to him. So that's a big lesson from this one, right? Now, in this comp, do you see yourselves being able to fight an Ornn, Morgana, Lissandra, Brand, Jhin face to face with 1400 ADCs, a Rumble, and a guy that's really overcompensating with a sword? No, you can't. So this is when you want to unlock your macro. Okay, so you look at the game, you say, look, I didn't play my best game. How can I macro this? How can I smurf this scenario? First and foremost, if you're going to split push here, don't be collapsed upon. Understanding when people are rotating onto you is step one, right? There is a little bit of a feel engine to that, but usually it's when the enemy team walks on the minimap up. And if you happen to be up, you know, you should probably not stay up. High level advice early on this channel, just for you guys. But yeah, I mean, look, it's an obvious thing. You push, you see them rotate, you sag off. Don't overcommit on the split push. ADCs do it, junglers do it, everybody does it. Most important thing when you're splitting is to not do that. I will release something maybe on the main channel channel soon talking about this. I just had a live coaching session with a Viego main talking about this. He had the lowest damage on his team by a significant amount, but they won the game because he said, that team comp that we're fighting, I don't want to fight it anymore. I'm split push it and hit the macros and hit the turrets, and they won from it. So it's a different way to play. But in this case, I'm not looking to teamfight that comp. That's a rough teamfight to comp even as Viego, right to comp to teamfight even as Viego. And again, he's both the Blade of the Ruined King. Again, why? You know, in this team comp here, because there's so much CC, even though a lot of them are squishy, quote unquote, the Sundered Sky makes a lot more sense because you want that healing, right? The old Divine Sunderer healing component. When you're CC'd, you have damage profile, you have healing, you're able to survive a lot longer in fights with the HP. Yes, Trinity Force is great, and you could still use it effectively here if you have a big lead, but like you're CC'd now. Oh, Blade of the Ruined King was so great, guys. You did nothing. You're squishy. You flanked. You couldn't do anything. What's the best play here, macro-wise? Look at this. If you're gonna go Blade, if you're gonna do this, and you're gonna build Wits End and shit like this, which you should do in this build, catch this wave here, shove it, take it, shove it, take it. They're gonna rotate, cut down, take whatever, shove it up. If you can kill one or two, that's the best thing, but he can't because he didn't play early game properly. So right now, you look at this, you think, okay, you know, there's the Ash Arrow, push this up first and foremost, get vision line, and observe how the team fight transpires. Do not be the one guy going behind four people. Not gonna work, right? You got an inhib down, it's not gonna work. You're by yourself, it's just a silly entry point. So shove up, force a rotation, sag down, push this one up as well potentially, unless your team actually make a great pick, sag down and cut back in and join the fight while the person who rotated is by themselves. And that's how you do it. It's not easy, takes a lot of time, takes a lot of practice, but the worst thing you can possibly do is oversplit push and die 4v1, and then flank like an assassin and die 4v1. And that's basically the lesson here. So even if his itemization were perfect, I don't think it makes a big difference because his positioning was so poor. But yeah, literally nothing happens until the next dragon. They don't take the Baron, they just all reset, and here we go again. On my own. See, he's flanking by himself, literally. That is the song. That is this guy's theme song. Ornn E against ADC equals dead ADC. Like, you see, you're not going to win these fights with this many ADCs. I know it's a shitty team comp. That's why macro is important. Haha. Don't go for the person with the Zonyas. Wow, it's not good. See, Blade of the Ruined King doing lots versus having an extra 450 health. Focusing on the Dragon Steel. Guys, you want to know the play in this situation? Final tip for this video. If you have 3 dragons and you've had to give up the whole top side for the turrets, the grubs, and the heralds, give them this dragon and have everybody go for this, because you will be able to use that to wave clear, hold, and get fed. Game goes on another 10 minutes, but you'll be able to win it from that juice alone. Do not go for the soul point. Go for the Baron, give them the dragon, play the next phase of the game. Nice total gold game review, though. I applaud the guys for doing their best, and hopefully they can build on this and keep climbing up, and maybe we'll see this Viego and this Brand and Platinum one day, but in my opinion, they need to fix these things first. Alright, Warwick Jungle versus the Viego. Let's see what we got going on in Platinum. We have here a ward on the Raptors, so we see that one. We're starting over here. Not really kiting at all. Viego obviously is popular champion, so we're always going to see him. Is he going to... Don't smite at 534. There's no reason to smite at 534. If you're going to smite early, drag the camp towards the next camp and then smite at 600, right? Don't waste any time. Obviously, here you got a Twitch. If you want to wait until 595 to smite, do it. But by the time you get that red buff low, you're not going to have an issue, right? The Twitch's poison will have already debuffed, and you can go ahead and smite the big Krug if you want. Needless to say, Viego's going Raptors, Red, Krug. We don't know that at this stage. Okay, let's see what we actually get vision of from the blue team. He's going to go ahead and do the Raptors, which, credit to him, you know, you got to do what you got to do to survive in this game, and Warwick is not getting any love from right games, so if we can't clear fast in an experience-based meta, then by all means, we'll just have to live with it. Now, if he hugs close to the wall here, he should not be seen. I like that. But hit the plant. If you know it's warded, which it looks like they do, hit the plant as you go over. That's very important, because from the Warwick's perspective or the enemy jungler's perspective, what you don't want to do, as we go for the gank here on the Swain early, he can cut in. Yes, he can. We can fear towards team. That's fine. Oh, careful. That's not what you want to do. LeBlanc's going to go through there. Oh, no synergy. Oh dear, and it's a Warwick soul as well, and he knows which one to auto attack, and that's just a travesty. So, breaking this down, you absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else, as well as all of this hosted in a private jungle Discord. And if there is one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers go from low elo to high elo, as seen by the great number of success stories from the end of last season and already the beginning of season 14. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle diff every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. Good gank, right? But we know the Viego's on top side quadrant, so I don't mind going for this gank. However, there's nothing wrong with you actually taking the time to go around the top side, especially if you know there's no vision. This allows Viego the time to cross over to this side over here. Now, the Viego misleading by not being detected on this ward as he goes down is huge. However, as you can see, it's not close enough to the wall to be detected anyway, but I like the practice of the Viego going around the outside, use the plant, and then swap over to blue side. Brilliant. But the thing is, if you do get seen, the Viego is clear, will be known to the Warwick, as I was saying. So if you go this, Krug's red, and then you go across this ward as you drag in the camp, or, you know, we can left click and see how much duration has passed in your red buff, then they'll know when your Krugs come up. So it's just better to be unseen, which I like. Warwick here, that's amazing, right? Once you burned his flash, cool. I like that we followed through there, but there's no real reason to overcommit there. You see the LeBlanc's got that under control. That's just a great play. Flash down, Q a minion, hit a minion, heal up, let LeBlanc reposition, and the Viego gets nothing. So, but a great play from the Warwick. You got to watch that if you play those kinds of champions. And Viego now, nice cut. I like that a lot. And I honestly like the Warwick's game plan there, because by going, that's warded, by going for the, maybe it doesn't matter, let's say. It should be fine. Like, he's got flash, heal, ghost, spin to win. Don't waffle too much here. You're going into minion wave here. So, as I was saying, I like going for this into the gank or this into the gank, because you can fall back to blue side and you're not going to be counter jungled by the Viegos of the world. You know, you have protection, Karthus can't counter jungle you, and so on. Now, helping your Yorick here push out a little bit, I'm all for this. However, I've a much more, not selfish, but you got to think for yourself a little bit as a jungler, right? You know, I need to control my own objective in terms of getting experience and gold. I need to gank lanes while also taking scuttle and clearing my camps. And now we've been wildly inefficient. We've told our story to the Viego. Viego's not going into the red side quadrant at this particular stage. Normally you could go and counter jungle the Raptors at 4 minutes because you know he started on them and we don't quite have a smite, but that's fine. We could do that. he's just being way too stagnant, right? Stagnant level jungling. He's not tracking the Viego, as we can see here. We know that he counter-ganked this mid lane from red side. We know he's going to go back to his blue side and fall back to that. And now we're fighting this guy. Yes, we're about a position advantage, but it's one long sword. And I don't see a need to go down to do one Krug camp. Obviously, we have rotation here from the Nami. A lot of this is waffling. This is just straight up waffling jungling. This is what I mean when I say the word waffle. Now, for those of you who maybe don't know the South African or English isms or whatever it might be, it just basically means wandering around without a singular purpose and not really dedicating yourself to one particular cause. And well, in the jungle, relatively. So I go top side here. All right, I want to gank top lane. Cool. It's warded. He backs up. All right, fine. I tried my best. Fall back to Scuttle. Maybe you do your blue side quadrant. Viego shows up over here. I'm going to counter jungle him and then gank top lane, right? Pre-5 or pre-6 gank would be huge. We like that. Dedicate yourself. Instead, though, he goes top lane, pushes it out, goes and takes a Scuttle Crab, sits around mid lane, randomly goes for a gank, randomly moves to the bottom side of the map here. Now LeBlanc overcommits. Nice cut again by the Viego. I don't always advocate for staying out to this degree, you know, but I think it's nice if you feel the tempo is in your control and you need to react to things and you don't want to give anyone a leg up or a step up in experience. I do like that, but you have to be aware when you go for these extended sequence plays. See, now you might as well just go do the Krugs. Like, I know you've got a lot of gold, but nothing's going to happen, right? Full sequence, take the Krugs, get that huge propulsion close to 6 here, and now you're looking good. Now you'll be looking good. And of course, you can go top side and fist, you can go bottom side and gank, and fall back to this and the dragon, like, you can do whatever you want. But leaving one camp on the map, don't like that. Not maximizing experience. Now the Warwick, because he waffled so much it had no purpose, still has one long sword, still has a terrible sequence. Again, this is waffling. I'm going to gank top lane, never mind. And that's, are you going to gank top or not? Are you going to counter jungle or not? Are you going to gank or not? Are you going to sequence or not? Yes, it's important to adjust. You don't want to be rigid, but you don't want to waffle either, right? If being rigid means not being adaptable, then being too adaptable with the waffling is equally as bad, right? There's a nice middle ground between those two things. And Viego now, in theory, could come top side for the grubs and his Krugs. Who the hell knows? He could go bottom side to take these camps and do this. He decides to go to the dragon, right? We don't know these things as Warwick now because, one, it's platinum, so random things happen. Two, the Warwick doesn't have any control, and the Viego has all the control that he needs in order to win this game. He's doing the dragon here for free. LeBlanc randomly is like, what if I warded that? Don't know why, just let it go. Warwick is on these things with no Tiamat. Now the ping, he's just going to rotate over, is he? LeBlanc's going down knowing that a Warwick is doing this. Huge itemization advantage for the Viego here, but the LeBlanc goes down toward this randomly instead of focusing and using this wave to get level 6, right? She's still level 5, or just going up and helping him do the grubs, because, okay, look, Viego's not there, might as well just help do the grubs. And of course, that's very good for level 6 here, because the Warwick's really damn close to 6 here, and actually, even with a longsword, is able to do a lot of damage. The problem is, he doesn't have 6 to survive and thrive. He's really compromised in terms of the lane of Briar situation. LeBlanc misses because Soul Collection. This is just a really bad thing from the LeBlanc's point of view. Now, that being said, as the Warwick, you cannot complain and blame the LeBlanc. It's on you for having such wonky, waffling pathing, not maximizing your level 6. And again, you saw this, right? Guys, nowhere near level 6. It's not like he's maximized his pathing either. The dragon took so long that this guy's now at 735. We'll get to level 6 in theory after this Raptor camp here. Warwick will get it after the red. They're going for an almost 8-minute level 6. You should be hitting level 7 just after 8 minutes, right? Like, that's the idea, or around 8 minutes. You should be really hitting 6 as close to 6 minutes flat as you can. 6 minutes 30 is okay, and so on. Level 6, level 6. This is really far behind, and it's largely based on waffling. Now, the Viego's reacted to the events on the map from the Warwick, counter ganked nicely, done some good things. We like that. Warwick goes for the gank in the mid lane. We like that too. He finishes off the grubs. That's fine. That's all good. We enjoy this. But from the Viego's perspective, being 4-0-0 is great, but you also have to not only have the gold lead from your rotations, but the experience lead as well. Think about that, because like, the dragon here was an unnecessary play. All he had to do is go back to this, finish this off, go back to base, maybe try gank down bottom side, and truly, if there's nothing else to do and you have a free dragon, do it, especially if you don't have the grubs on your map or you don't think you can get them. That's a huge thing to do. But you're just doing a dragon because, hey, there's a dragon. You're wasting a lot of time, you're stifling your level 6, and that's not good, because Warwick was closer to 6 than the Viego, which is hilarious. Really is. and they had the same CS and so on. It's just about what level were the camps that you take, right? Because the higher level, the more experience you get. So you can have similar CS, but maybe not the same amount of experience gained. Warwick goes and invades and takes away the blue buff and says, I have ultimate available. Let me do something here. By the Jhin, he's going to fear him down there. We have our ult if we need to use it. Don't need to use it. Perfectly done. Another flash for no particular reason. Try and snack a kill. What's going on in Platinum with this stuff, guys? Learn when kills are going to occur and don't overcommit your flash for it. Viego now does a full sequence topside. Finishes that quadrant. Warwick is just level 7 and he basically identical. So, one objective for the Dragon, 1 grub, 2 grubs for the Warwick. Slightly similar CSing. More kills, but a wave experience leeching, especially for the Warwick, that's important here. So people are going to look at it and be like, well, you know, the Viego should be ahead. I agree. But the Warwick did leech from waves, and honestly, I don't like either team's jungling at the moment. Like, 4-0-0 is great, and I'm happy for the rotations and the reactions, and I do have good things to say about some things he's done, but you do have to think about those things as a jungler. Don't look at it and be like, wow, how was Warwick the same level as me? What could you have done that would have stifled your experience gain? And for me, the big thing there was the Dragon. You just don't do that Dragon, you sequence properly, you counter jungle properly, and you have a great level 6 fight for those grubs. You kill him on the grubs level 5, you take all 6 of them yourself, or 6 CS, and then you go and invade and steal his camps, and now as a Viego, you're 2 levels up. And that's what he didn't do. So don't be too passive with your advantages. Much like we talked about in the gold total coaching, the jungle denial is very important in Platinum, but it does come at a different level where you're starting to understand level spikes. Now, you know, we're down 2 levels on the Tryndamere here, but I played a Warwick game myself the other day actually and had some fun against the Tryndamere as well. You know, it's tough, but his damage is pretty good. I've been doing an experimental build, not ready to release yet, but that should help a little bit some of the weakness the champion has. Once this is gone here, you know, what do you do as a Warwick main that you don't do enough of? Press W, right? You've got a free scouting tool. You got a free scouting tool. Also, you should have a scanner, 100% at this point, not the warding totem, the scanner. Do they see me going for the gank? Do they see me leaving the gank? Should I be pressing W to scout with Viego? Is hell yeah, you should be. He isn't, and we don't have ult now. The fear goes through there. We're just gonna try and what? Do the blue and heal up and smite it. Viego wins. He has got full Kraken Slayer rush here. We obviously have the LeBlanc rotating over to help us. The Lanami rotates over. Viego overcommits as well. And now mid lane, Twitch overcommits, it dies. Now Swain's got his ult going. He says, I see a dog. Flash out, we take that. Now Lulu shows up. He flashes back the other direction. As always in these elos, a fiesta occurs and your mechanics are important. And that's the whole thing. No matter how much we work on being disciplined, no matter how much we work on our own experience, our farm, and so on, while you're learning, invariably you're going to get these coin flip moments where someone invades, your team collapses, someone else collapses, and it's just a big old fighting, no reason nonsense. And in that particular situation, your mechanics shine through. Your ability to pilot your champion, hit your spells, use your itemization advantage, all of that matters. So it's really good to deny enemy junglers and get these leads because in these moments you want to be more powerful than they are. Always. Ult is available though. For reference, we are running just a standard page here. PTA. Hey, that's not so good. That ult swing was way not so good. Now we might be able to get a little bit of position here to get 3 apiece, which is fantastic. We do have smite, but what a waste of your ultimate. I was looking to see if he had ultimate hunter or something because that's a good rune on Warwick to have, especially against Viegos. Because you can fear him, you can trap him, you can ult him. He ults, and obviously you can flash his ult or just absorb it. Usually if you have such a big advantage, he'll use it to be running away anyway. And that's what I did against the Viego. I had a Viego against me. Really close fight, level 6, I think. And I was just level 7, he was level 6, and he thought he could beat me. And he went all in, and I just flashed his ult. I hadn't yet reset, about 1500 in pocket, so he did have that gold advantage. I just flashed his ult to the side and then chomped him and he died. And from there it was a big snowball. So your mechanics will invariably matter in the randomness that is provided. See, now we should have ult available. You know, or we use it better up topside to get more kills rather than nothing. Now we're contesting a dragon, and again, the ultimate question here has to be from Platinum. Look at the map. Your bot lane is losing. Right? It's not obvious, but they are losing. The Twitch has 600 less gold than the Jhin. We also have the range from the Jhin, the presence from the Swain being fed. We have the Nami in the river. The Viego's already doing this. You guys are all coming from base. Twitch is not in the picture right now. The rotation will be benefiting the red team. It's okay to give up this dragon. This has to be your response. LeBlanc is half HP chugging potions. You're going to be in a 4v2 right now. Do not contest this. Do not waste your time. Do not die. Do not contest this. Go to your Krugs, your Red, your Raptors, cut up to the top side. Do your Wolves. Maybe do your top side Scuttle Crab. I'm going to be making a main channel video. All right, a main channel video talking about this. And Elise, 70% KP. I lie. The first game was 7 CSPM. The game we're actually covering, 9 CSPM, I think. If I recall correctly. Around that. How do you be a ganking style jungler? How do you be a ganking style jungler and farm them much? Right there. Right there. You're still going to apply the same pressure that you have to as Rek'Sai's, Elise's, Warwick's. But then, in this moment, you say no to the dragon, no to the dragon, no to the dragon, no to the dragon, yes to the Scuttle Crab. Oh, look, they're fighting and fisting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have to be able to do that at least one time, maybe 2 times, when a game is looking out of your control. When you do that, nice things. Good things happen. Good things, good things. Always good things. Now Viego snacks and attacks and then runs away. 17 CS lead at this particular stage. He flashed the bubble. Will it matter? Let's have a look. Look at that. Look at the ult on the Viego there, what that does. It's massive. Now you can be kited up by Nami, you can be kited up by Jhin, you can be restunned by the Viego, the heal there. Like, you gotta be very cautious about that. We see the Swain coming down from the side. The side. Oh, Viego's coming. He's coming. There we go. Now he's the Warwick. Now he presses W. Q3E combo. Nope. 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 You know, like, what do we have? 5.1k gold, 6.5 to the Viego. The Viego has done a really damn good job in the last 2 minutes. 5 minutes, really leveraging a bit of the power he had into multiple experience slingshots. Like, he finishes a quadrant, rotates to a kill. He didn't worry about this, right? I mean, obviously it was a battle by the Warwick, but he just goes ahead and does his stuff, goes down here and starts the dragon off. Now, would I start the dragon off in that situation blindly? No, but if I have numbers advantage, right, on Viego's team, I'll use it. And all the Warwick had to do to be in the Viego situation, deny him some of that gold, was say no. No. No to the dragon, full sequence up, counter jungle, he gets the experience advantage, the gold is a lot closer, maybe he falls back to the Herald, maybe he can help the Yorick and the Tryndamere lane, who knows? And that's where you would have really great times. But as you can see here, now Yorick's gonna do what Yorick does, which is, I'm a split push. That's all I know what to do. Why is it always, you know, the Yoriks and the those weird players like that, the champions like that, that never understand that they can leave the lane and help their team? But then it's always the Tryndameres on the enemy team who do that. Tryndamere's an enemy team, always pushing and cutting, pushing and cutting. They're everywhere all the time. And your Tryndamere plays like a Yorick. Top laners. The reason why you're, okay, good. The reason why, you know, you shit on your lane and the enemy top lane is like 0-4-0 and you have a 3-level lead and then they get fed, it's because you stay top lane with your lead and keep hitting, and then 4 people collapse onto you and kill you because you don't realize that they've reacted to you and you need to leave to not die. And then before that happened, even in the first place, that allowed them to goon squad you, was the enemy top lane was like, well, guess I'm leaving. Rotates to here to fight, rotates to here to fight, rotates to here to fight, rotates to here to fight. And they have numbers advantage, they just all kill you. And now, because we're all dead, you keep pushing, they respawn and rotate, and now you die. And then he just does it a few more times while the top laner stays top lane. So if you're a jungler splitting, you're a top laner splitting like that, please, when your laner counterpart is roaming and doing things and fisting and killing, you gotta be doing something that makes sense. And pushing mid to get that mid lane turret, cool, but dying, not cool. Same thing with farming as a jungler, right? Hey, I'm gonna do my camps now. All right, well, level 9 at 17 minutes almost. Viego even himself is nowhere near level 11. Like, the goal here, what, just under halfway to level 11? You want that at 14 minutes, ideally. Even as an Elise, even as a Viego. So how do you accomplish that? Pay attention to the main channel video. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. But that's the important balance between farming, counter jungling, invading, ganking, fighting, objectives. This meta is very much a skilled jungle meta. And skilled junglers are not waffling. Skilled junglers are being way more about their stuff while still being able to deviate a little bit, you know? And that's important. Viego here has not done the worst job. He's done a very, very good job. This will get him to Emerald if he jungles like this more often than not. But as the players get better, they won't give him these openings, and his lack of experience here will hurt him. So, worth noting. Now, Warwick again has just decided to exist in the way that he does. Tryndamere started this pressure on the top side. Viego hasn't yet reset 1130 cash monies. Warwick now shows up mid lane. No camps, stolen, all deep wards, you can see that. Good vision from the red team, nice to set up. Not the best, but not terrible. If you give up, here's the idea, right? The mentality, let's just play this. The mentality, we see him. The mentality of this meta is, in my opinion, okay, they're doing the dragon. All right, have it. Take a camp, take a camp, take a camp, take a scuttle, counter juggle. Oh no, I have no prior and they're doing the grubs. Have him, all right, take a camp, counter jungle down at the bottom lane. Look to always just accept that they're getting what they're getting, and the only time you do not accept it is if you are the 1v9, you have the fed pressure, you have the numbers advantage. All right, guys, let's go. Now we can do something. But if you can't fight it, you have numbers disadvantage, you're a little bit behind. No matter what jungler you are, control that set sequence of your own jungle, counter jungle when you can with pressure, and if there are two objectives up and they pick one, go take the other one. Especially when you don't win in certain scenarios. Of course, when you do win the fight and end the game, right? That's great. But you don't need to always go for the high-risk play to come back. And the sad thing is the Warwick felt like, why are we shadowing this? She's a little bit like just sitting there, like, I agree with her a little bit here. Now, she should be moving, which she is, but what exactly is the Lulu meant to do here? Right, so we've got one person splitting mid lane, one person splitting bot lane. So a 1-3-1 is a split push of two split pushes, one, and three people mid lane. Now Lulu wants the 1-3-1 here with the LeBlanc split push a little bit with the Yorick. But Yorick goes here, Twitch goes here. Now you look at the map here, we've got what, a Herald up? So now I see this guy drawing everyone to him. The Viego just does the dragon. What did I just say? Take the Herald. Take the Herald. Force them to make a decision. Do we stop the Yorick or do we stop the... do we stop the Yorick or do we stop the Warwick? Which one do we want to stifle? And then we'll have to make that decision. And hopefully you and LeBlanc and Lulu can rotate up and do this. This is the right play here, right? Especially once Viego shows. Do the Herald, do the Herald, do the Herald. There we go, there we go, there we go. Done, done, done. Twitch gets the split on this one. We get this bounty. We get this RNG Scuttle Crab. Maybe we can steal some Raptors, deep ward bounce, take everything out using the Hextech portal. This guy pushes this turret. Maybe he takes it. Maybe he gets killed. I don't know. And now, you know, you've got a little bit of time before Baron spawns. So it's okay for the Yorick to be dead right now. It's okay for the Twitch to maybe die bottom lane because no objective will be taken. All your camps are off the map. Oops. You have the objective under control. You got a whole bunch of bounties. Chill. Just chill for a little bit. Really take this mentality into your games. Like, oh, okay, we'll just wait. They took 3 people with them, free Herald. Because if you don't think like that, and you think like this Warwick, just bloodlust all the time, mispositioning all the time, you're screwed. And the Viego now does exactly what he's meant to do, which is, I'm going to trap in your jungle and make you a little bit sad. Tryndamere says, let me help you out as well. Viego's like, I want to send it. Yorick respawns. We lose out on the Herald. I mean, might as well. Some people don't have good risk assessment. And if you have absolutely god-awful risk assessment, don't gamble. And don't jungle. Because jungle thrives on having good risk assessment. Now, if you're in a lower MMR game or you're in Platinum Gold, like, oof, I'm not good at this either. Good. You're aware of it, which is already step 1. Be aware that you don't have it and work on it. Understand what goes into risk assessment. In this particular case, largely it's like, can I count to 5 and do they have more than me? If yes, and losing, don't fight. Go other places. Thank you, thank you. Push up, thank you. Take this one, thank you. They get the Baron. Oh, well, what am I going to do? They got the Baron. What are you going to do? They got it. You can't stop them taking it, but you can mitigate the losses. You can make them invest time pushing all the way back in. Maybe someone overcommits and you can pick them off. Maybe one person comes here that you can kill. Who knows? You just got to give yourself a chance to win instead of just running at stuff and dying. Like, we're level 10 at 21 minutes. Viego's now 3 level lead. We're not even talking about the Viego. Look, just sequencing. Don't take your junglers camps in this meta, guys. Don't do it. Just don't. There's a lot of experience on the map. These are all juiced camps for us. We're gonna win the game. This guy's the guy that's fed. He will win you the game. He will bring it home with the Swain. Hey, you got level 11. For sure. For sure that it's a champion. Champion works, for sure. Now, I know the win rate looks okay, but the guy lacks so damn much for what you need to thrive for this meta in terms of clearing tempo. Yes, Elise can do it, but Elise does it better than she does, than Warwick does, and Elise does it better than a lot of champions at the moment, actually. Nice little hidden OP pick. When you're playing Warwick, this kind of champion, you don't have the clear speed, it's important that your ganks are always good and intelligent, but that even if you clear a little bit slowly, being down, you know, being down, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds clearing, it's better than being down 30, 45 a minute seconds in clearing. And when you take bad ganks, bad invades, bad counter jungles, bad rotations, that time that you lose to the more meta jungler, the better jungler, it just adds up and it adds up. So better to do a full sequence slower and then have a really good gank afterwards than it is to try and look for something unnecessarily through waffling mechanisms. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I will see you all in the next one. Alright, Emerald Jungle it is. Let's see what the patch is bringing to us, the new meta is bringing to us now. Bottom lane die to a late invade, nothing else really happens. The Skarner does get the HP, and he will start on the bottom side here. Now, getting a leash in this season, it's good if you want to mislead, like intentionally say, I'm starting bot side. The reason I do that, though, is if I'm against an invader, right, who might want to cut me off here, I'll start here, path up, reverse clear down. Now, did you see that? Do you see the ping of the minimap? You go, oh, that's very small. But while you're clearing here as Kayn, watch the Trinimir. La-da-dee, F-King around. He has Prio, of course. Why not? Why would he not? Okay. Oh, hello, sir. What did he do? He warded our raptors, so we know that this is warded. Good pathing means that you'll stick to the wall here and not be discovered. We also know that the Skarner now has, in fact, been leashed on the bottom side, because they were late to show, mana was missing, and such things. Here's the thing. This clear already, you're talking about an Emerald jungler, right? You're talking about someone in Emerald, wanting Diamond, wanting Master Tier. Why are you clearing Raptors, Red, Krugs? What are you gaining from this? This is not how you clear for your optimal sequencing, for your optimal level 6. I made a video. See, now he's moving here again to have a cheeky look with his Prio. See this? Do we path correctly? Okay. We do kind of move in the right way. The Trinimir, this cheese that I'm seeing from everybody. Why? Why? You know, like, you know the Kayn starts Raptors, you know he's pathing down, but all this shows to me is how laners haven't got a single clue about how to jungle track, and it's hilarious. Whole point, though, is Kayn should be going Raptors, Krugs, Red, all the way to top side, Wolves, Gromp Blue ideally, but of course Kayn has the Wolves to Blue kind of clear sequencing, so it's okay in his case. But you want to set yourself up so that if you can't get any ganks off or any sort of cool things early, you can stay out, take these again, reset, and hit these two again before grubs. Give you level 6 and give you control. Now, Warwick is winning this, and has decided to avoid, for the most part, turret aggro. That was an interesting interaction. I learned a lot. Yeah, this is happening a lot, and I get it. I feel your pain, and it's happening in my games too. Look, I understand you picked Warwick into Darius. I get it. That's your choice. But the enemy jungler very clearly started on the bottom side, is very clearly pathing to the top side. You cannot trade without considering jungle tempo. You cannot. It is illegal. You have to think about these things. But they're not going to, so they're going to die to the Skarner, and that's that. The Kayn, though, says, no stress, I will take the Scuttle Crab and move on down through mid lane. Now, the idea for taking the bottom Scuttle is, of course, respectable. We see the Trinimir go over here onto the Azir, the Bolt, nice damage. And now the Kayn is fighting this here Leona, because obviously bottom lane Briar is the thing. Okay, guy, listen. If you have your smite available, let's watch this play out as we smile and we nod. We smile and we nod. Okay. Very good. All right, Azir, is that a kill, please? Can we get something here? Oh, she's chugging it. There we go. And Samira gets the kill. Very nice. So, this is what we would call a fiesta. And this is everything we're trying to avoid in the hit game League of Legends. Because If you can shove this raptor away while the Skarner is doing the fisting on the top side, and you don't need to smite, don't smite, right? Like if you have the control, don't smite. Why? Because you want to use your smite for the contest. Now, on the other side of the coin, I understand. We want to get this done as soon as possible with the smite and move. Yeah, but you were always going to have that advantage, right? But having the contest smite here is pretty big, especially if Leona shows up, and you can focus on just killing the Scuttle Crab and getting out. Skarner dies. Now, from the Kayn's perspective, I understand why we are going to the mid lane here, because we have this nice hold, and of course the Azir's in the bottom lane. We can live with this. We can live with this. We'll just neutralize the wave. Perfect. Now, what we can do here is we've got about 1 minute and 3 seconds until grubs spawn. So we really need to take these raptors. We really need to take out Krugs, and then we really need to go back to base. 100%, we do not want to stay up beyond that. That's 1,500 cash money pocket. Juicy, baby, juicy. No! No! Yeah. His control of the map was sublime. Why are we syncing up for the gank here? You know the Skarner is going to reset and path upside. You know he's going to repeat gank the top lane. You know he's going to go for the grubs. You as a Kayn here need to immediately base on Krugs, buy, head to the top side, and guess what? You probably could have done maybe the Wolf Camp, or the Grunt, not the Grunt, maybe the Wolf Camp, before this. Which means you would get 6 on the camp here. Now, unfortunately, Warwick dies, and the Fiesta has cost us a nice spike level 6. In the main channel video, I had basically what would have been 457 level 6, but I was dumb and did a mistake. Then I had a 611 and a 613. Then we covered a few others, like a 634 and a 703 for clear. Different philosophies, different power things, what the timer will look like depending on how your game is. The Kayn here now is just wasting an astronomical amount of time, has not tracked the Skarner to the top side, has not realized the lack of lane prio. So in this situation, if you so happen, of course, Skarner is a very strong champion, just so you guys remember, he is not, you know, by any means weak. Warwick, was machst du? I don't know what he's doing, really, and I don't know what anybody's doing, but this is the problem with Emerald. This happens way too much. Look at this. If we just based immediately and went to the top side until the Warwick died, now you know Skarner is pathing to the top side, and you know that Tryndamere is going to be back here with Prior over the Azir. So do you think there's a rational world where you're going to be doing these grubs? No. And because you got all these camps up, what you can do is very easy go, thank you, and then you can go look for some action down bottom side, right? Because maybe we can counter jungle this. Maybe we can do a dragon. But we just need to set up for the respawn of these 2 camps in 2 minutes 15. We need to spend that time well. Because Skarner has the ability to take this and cut up for grubs purely because of Darius. Now, if the Warwick had killed the Darius and the Kayn had done what I said, we'd be on this and we'd be able to win the fight and push the Skarner away, right? Unfortunately, as soon as you waste time and lose a bit of tempo, you lose control of games. And now you're most likely going to lose some camps as well. Let's see. Or maybe not. Yep. Now, Warwick will show up here, and this is definitely an overcommit from the Skarner, but the Kayn dies. So as a Kayn, you can say, yeah, at least my Warwick got something, and I got an assist, and I got orbs. I mean, I respect your hustle, but no. Because the Skarner is still 3-2-1, you know? Is that enough? Not enough. We want to Rast. Most likely we want Rast this game. Blue Kayn would be great, but Rast is definitely not as strong as he used to be. He's weak objectively, but, you know, it's still a good form that you can use. So, once again, Tryndamere goes Omega Deep here. We have Deep Vision. Warwick's like, hello, forces the flash here. We'll just full commit to that one and uses his berry and dies anyway. And now Kayn is like, what if I just solo this dragon? And here's the concept, right, that we talked about on the main channel, jungle spacing. Do you want to be near the enemy jungler at all, counter ganks, objectives, invades fights, or do you want to be away from them? And when they have 700 more gold than you, and they happen to be a Skarner champion, and you don't have any form as Kayn, I'm more inclined to be away from the guy, right? So I don't necessarily see why at this particular stage we wouldn't do the red, Krugs, Raptors, obviously it's warded again, and then maybe just consider going to the top side and giving up this control. That is the thing you can do, right? Obviously here, the Skarner is doing emerald things, he's not going out today, and he's not taking the Scuttle Crab and things like that, so you're getting away with a little bit more than you might normally. But at the same time, Skarner is deciding, well, I don't really care about the dragon, I care about experience and ganking. And that's, I guess, the lesson in what I just said. You know, the dragon is fine and we'll give him some decent catch-up experience, but look at how long it takes the Kayn to do this. You know, what is worth what is worth more to you as Kayn here? A shitty-ass dragon that takes you almost a minute to do what it feels like. Or red, Krugs, Raptors. I know Skarner's going to be down here. Cut through, take this, take this, take this, take this. When the Skarner does this, huge counter jungling slingshot. And again, because you're only level 6 as Kayn, you know, you look at the spawns here, we got what, a level 7 Raptor, this would be what, a level 7 Red, and he didn't do these, so level 5 Krugs, because he obviously cut in to do the grubs first. Yeah, it's way better, it would have been way better if he just... Can we have Fog of War back, please? It's really disconcerting when I don't have it. Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, your bottom lane is going to end here, your bottom lane is going to die, but the question is, can I, as Kayn, do anything about it? And largely, the answer is no. You know, like, he's just wasting time here. The ganking jungler is ganking. The ganking jungler is getting plates. The ganking jungler is pushing stuff out. This is an overcommit. Do not results based on the fact that we might get something here. I don't know. Obviously, Orbs of Form is great. But I much prefer, and would have much preferred... You have ult, Kayn. Well, not results based on that either from the Skarner's perspective. We could have taken 1 quadrant... blue, 2 quadrant, 3 quadrant now, and potentially gank this with level ult. With our ult, with the Warwicks coming up, I'm pretty sure it'd be a tough cookie to crack to kill that Darius, but it's more the concept. Because at the very least, you have map control, right? You have farm, you have experience, you have gold income. Versus 1 dragon, 1 camp, and death. Now the death is a little tragic, I mean that's your own fault, but you're just giving the Skarner free shit and you're not adhering to jungle spacing. Skarner now knows that you can't do anything, and the Tryndamere is now taking his own camps, which is obviously not good either. That would be very irritating. Oh, look at this. We can kill the Darius. Imagine. So, what if we had 3 quadrants under our control, kill the Darius, base, have enough for Rusty Boy, and go straight for the grubs? Now we could do that, right? But because we didn't take the topside camps, Tryndamere gets free Raptors. We are now too far behind with no form to be able to do anything about this. And honestly, once you kill Darius and you have Ross, which we can see he does here, you should have just gone and become it. You should have done it, because now you're a base form Kayn with 1,500 gold in pocket. Hey, you stole a single grub. Very good, sir. 1 grub. 1 ass grub instead of like killing everybody as Ross. Now he's taking your Raptors too. This guy, I don't like this guy. He's mentally unstable. You're just losing way too much. You're losing way too much. Now, Skarner can just walk into your jungle and take your camps. Now, regardless of what happens here, whether there's a collapse by your whole team and you kill them, I don't really care. The idea, though, is if you have camps that can be counter-jungled at this degree, at this level, and you aren't doing anything to the enemy jungler, what are you doing? Why are you where he is such that you can die to him? Why are you not near your camps where he can actually counter-jungle them? And my solution to that is... there should be no camps, so I don't have to be near them. So I can, in fact, yes, be bottom side, taking my camps, and he's going to go here with nothing to do because there's no camps to steal. Yay! That's all you're looking to do. Now Kayn shows up here with the worst gank of all time, potentially. I mean, he can still flash W this. So what happens when you don't lay the foundation by burning flashes with regular ganks, you know? So if you've got good counter juggling moments, that's when you burn flashes, and then you can repeat gank and get juicy. Now the Darius is rotated onto the Birdman. Flash is committed. More plates are going down. That's 5 plates, 10 plates, and 12 plates to... there we go. We got a couple there. So at least we got 2. Yeah. Rost over the wall. Inside the Skarner. We have ult on the Tryndamere here, so we do have to be a little bit cautious. And there's the Darius. He will do the dunking and the bleeding. The advantage to the red team is significantly higher than blue teams. That's what a gold lead is. Thank you, Virkayu. You're such a genius. I don't know why I said that out loud. I was going somewhere else with it. But, you know, you can still turn these fights because you never know how much gold people have in pocket. The Tryndamere had 2,600 in pocket, and the Darius had 1,000. So that's a 3k gold lead, that they're not using. So you can actually kill them because they haven't spent the gold yet. And those fights, when they overcommit, it's important that you win them. Now, Skarner's level 8. At 13 minutes, halfway or just over halfway to level 9. Kayn's a little bit further along the experience metric because obviously he's got a few more camps at a higher level, but all they got to do is take a whole quadrant away from the Skarner, stifle the Skarner, make a few more laps with his clears, and have more ganks. Like, this is the thing, you have more ganks with this. You don't have less ganks. Right? You can have 60% KP, 8 to 9 CS per minute on this meta. And that's hard. It's not easy. Requires to hold wave, sequence well, counter jungle well, rotate well, and be everywhere you need to be without compromising your own life, such that the enemy jungler can kill you. And we didn't do that here. Okay, that's unlucky. We all do that. Now the Warwick is just hitting this for plates. And 14 minutes is the metric, so... There we go. Right, Skarner. 6,000 gold, just on the dot. Perfect. Level 9, just under halfway. Low on the experience, as would be expected by ganking jungler with objectives and kills, right? Like, you're not going to have as much experience. But in the last patch, this would not have netted him halfway to level 9. He'd be like level 8, because it wasn't very efficient. The Kayn, though, level 9, halfway, and 5.8k gold. So not terrible. And that's really cool here. You'd think the Kayn is further behind than he is. He's only 200 gold behind, 150 gold behind. We take that. Shutdowns, plates, they do be useful. Very, very useful. Well, Tryndamere has no ult now, so this should, in theory, be a dead one. Well, that healing was based. W. Use your W! Don't smite! You got a dragon on the map! You didn't need... Yeah. Think about that stuff. It's important. Now we don't have smite to contest, but yeah. His gold amount was acceptable considering the game state, but his experience could have been significantly higher, at least a level higher. Solid fights, so here we go. Blue team coming back into it. You see what happens as soon as the Rast said, no, I'm not going near the enemy Skarner top side. I'm just going to make the pick here for the objective. Beautiful. That's a free dragon. This is great. This is exactly what you want. This is how you come back into games. Now, you could go counter jungling, obviously, and that's your prerogative. Just look where people are. Okay, one person pushing top lane, 2 people mid lane. You got a Tryndamere bottom lane here. There's the dead Samira, so, you know. When this happens, and inevitably it does when you're actually losing a game, as long as you are not dying as well, and as long as you are holding these turrets and catching waves, you should be absolutely fine. Tryndamere still has his ult up, though. So this needs to be played well, because you're trading a lot for this kill. He's got ult up, so he's going to have his heal up as well. Oh, that was not a good flash. Guess he used it as well. Okay, so... There's a pick, and obviously, you know, this is Darius. It's killing the, well, gonna kill this turret. We have the Warwick in the middle, trying his best to do things to the Karthus. Remember, Karthus is cute as bonus damage to isolated target, so you want to stay close together as you can. See, this is where the problem is, right? Like, he went farming, and I have no issue with that at this stage, but once you've made this pick, and this looks doomed, push this up instead. Like, I would much prefer you to let them goon squat it out, right? Let them do this stuff, because there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to lose that turret anyway. Nothing you can do about it. So what can you do? Kill the Tryndamere, catch a wave, shove up the wave, take the turret, push another one, take this, fall back to this, into this, reset, and now it's going to be, what, 18 minutes? No Baron, right? Herald is not on the map. It's been taken. No Dragon. So what are you rotating for, right? These camps can be taken afterwards. After you kill Tryndamere, accept these fates, push, snack, base. Now you're strong as you can be, and you can look to hold to make a proper fight. However now, you're losing this crash, you're losing this turret, you're losing this counter jungling. Now you're holding a wave that could have been taken by your laners or you earlier or later. Now you're taking the topside quadrant, which again, you could have done that afterwards. Now you're basing when your team is on the map, and you're giving free experience to everybody. So, huge mid-game macro point there. Huge mid-game macro point. Now you're going to go on the Darius. Don't know why. You know, let the Darius be. Kill everybody else, and then your team can rotate and clean up the Darius. Team can rotate and kill the Tryndamere. The Skarner's not even in the picture. Like, why is he farming as well? If you're the Skarner here and you want to win this game, what are you doing? You know? You're really, really fed. You're really, really strong, and now you show up. After your Karthus is dead, your Darius is dead, your Leon is alive. Nice knock-up combo there by the Alistar. If I get that stun going. There we go. Tryndamere is split pushing though, so we will need to hold that. Samira's going to leave the base. Ooh, nice ult from the Karthus. See, like instead of actually doing things that allow you to come back, we're diving a Skarner. We're not counter-jungling these two camps. We're not pushing and taking a turret. We're not rotating to help kill the Tryndamere. Like, why are you here now? If this death occurs... Let's see. Flash, you should be fine. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think he's maximized his experience here. He's got 1,000 gold lead over the Skarner now, which is great. Like, really happy with that turnaround. But the fact of the matter is, you guys don't have these turrets down, and that's the big thing here. If we open up the bottom lane nicely, then the Tryndamere has to move a lot further along before he hits our turret as well, especially when we're trying to fight mid lane. And I understand why you wanted to get mid lane turret, but that was not the... Okay, once, twice. It's gone us now deep. He's racking up the experience now. If he only did this in the early game, he'd be fine. This is the thing. Just do this all the time, guys. All the time. Vacuum everything you can see. Never stop moving. If you can't fight somebody, don't fight them. Accept it. Try and get something else. If you can't do a dragon, do something else. Okay, Baron is spawning in 20 seconds, though, so if you show up here, you're just giving away a Baron. This is not when I would count a jungle, oh, sorry, gank. Good job, man. You're gonna lose that. So now as the roster, you have to ask the question, what can we do if we're gonna willingly give up the Baron? Well, first and foremost, do the dragon. Could rotate and try to do something about this. Depends how strong you feel. If you feel you're strong enough to go here and kill everybody with your team, please rotate and do so with them. If you feel like you cannot, let them die. That's on you. You got to make the decision. Ross decides to go for this dragon, this particular stage. I don't know if that's even that wrong, but I think we could have pushed up bot lane as well. Darius shows up. Q through, nice. Cool. See? He's in a great position at 8-3-5 to try and carry this game for his team. But because he didn't take a turret when he could have, because he didn't maximize his early game, he's not as ahead as he should be to actually 1v9 the game. And you should always be 2 levels above the enemy jungler at this stage if you are a 1v9 capable person. Now, sometimes shit happens, like I get it. I'm not talking about the games where you lose. I'm talking about the games where you're in control. Or you missed opportunities. Alright. Now, though, with the Baron... Staring at the minimap here, she's overcommitting, but that's fine if you see everybody in the map. You could do that as well as a Rengar and things like this. A couple of people on the bottom side quadrant. There's a Darius. Want to see where he was. Who could have foreseen this? Not me. She's pinging. She's pinging him. You can hear the chat. I moved the chat, but you can hear it. She's pinging him. Like, really? Of course. Of course he's going to come from base and do that. Nice Zyra and Ross combo. Cow bakes out from the back line there. Karthus flashes in to get a double kill. Well played, actually. But you can just see they're just lagging behind so much. It's just him. It's just Kayn. This is where Gore Drinker is nice. This build is a great build, but it's a little greedy. Like, you have to be ahead relative of other... yeah, the build's a little greedy, too, because, you know... Shojin, Cleaver, Eclipse, you're squishy, you don't got resistances, you have rotations, but you don't have survivability. You know, Sterex and Death's Dance and things like that are pretty useful here. Yeah, why not? Let's run it down. I mean, look, if you're Emerald and you're the Skana here, this game should be over right now in this push, but they've, you know, made mistakes. 10 deaths, 8 kills. Warwick, 10 deaths, 8 kills. Doesn't help you. And as Kayn, you can honestly say, look, my teammates, but if you haven't had a positive impact on their reality, or at the very least, if Scott is the one ganking, have you shut down his jungle so he gets nothing else? That's the big thing. And I've been winning a lot of games with this, right? On the main channel, fastest level 6 clears, that's how we do it. I tell everyone to do it. I told the Warwick jungle to do that clear on the main channel video, starting Wolves. And he did it. He got a 6-minute 13 level 6 as Warwick with 0 ganks. That's huge. And if you can accomplish that in this jungle, it gives you that moment after 6 to go make good plays, to make aggressive invades, and then you slingshot, boom, 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 and then you go into the mid game with such a big lead, you just dominate the fights, you push the turrets, easy wins. It's all a big domino effect. Problem is, for blue team, for Kayn, he keeps going for the Tryndamere while his team is out of position, and he doesn't have the ability to match a split push. He's more of a team fighting champion at this particular stage, and their enemy team just recognize that they have all the advantages in the world and force a push. Tryndamere trails, Samira goes in, Ross is available to show up here, but we're all just sitting inside. A Darius reset, nice triple W though. But yeah, this was a great example of when you are someone with decent KDA and damage later, and you feel that you were wronged by your team. Not entirely true. I mean, obviously that does happen and you lose and you accept it. As long as you get a huge result and you say, hey guys, you know, I did my best, you can live with that. But in this case for the Kayn, we did not do our best. We did not maximize our experience. And that cost us the ability to potentially find a carry window. I'm not saying it would have happened, might not have happened, but if it did, and your teammates were able to run with it, you win the game. That's the difference between climbing to Diamond and not. Alright, Diamond Diana versus a Diamond Vi. This is of course a ganking style jungler who still spikes around level 6 versus a more farming jungler who also spikes around level 6. The difference in mentality though between, most players of the Vi style champions think, hey, I need to gank early, I'm less of a farming jungler. Diana's everybody thinks I am an only farming jungler. What if a little bit of the diamond issues that prevent you getting master tier is because you don't realize you need to take a little bit of information from the Vi style, and the Vi needs to take a little bit of information from the Diana style. Vi loves ganking and spiking at level 6. So, if you can full clear and get level 6 quickly and gank a lane to set up a guaranteed success with your ultimate, why wouldn't you do it? From Diana's point of view, we got the Orianna combo, we have a Luciana plus a Nami combo that we can definitely play around, and we got a point and click Renekton. And we're against a Vi who can kind of disrupt what we want to do, so we would probably want to be a little bit more active. However, I kind of like what I see from the Vi here. Looking at the top lane, let's just go ahead and hide that chat. Diana's going to full sequence. She will obviously win at that. Vi will not beat her. Do you really want to, though, gank a Tryndamere level 2 against a level 3 Renekton, walking into a wave here, burning the flash early? He really disrespects this gank, but he should survive. The problem with this is, as you can see on the minimap, hopefully you're watching, hello, thank you so much for your blue buff, and that's not worth giving up at all. So, you absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else. All of this available through a premium jungle Discord, which is highly active, a huge community that help each other climb using my jungle program and courses. As we have seen by everybody hitting their peak rank goals in Split 1 and Split 2 of Season 14 as fast as possible. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle div every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. The best thing for these kind of jungling moments, if you want to be a master tier level jungler, as we kind of bring home all of the jungle principles we've been talking about in every MMR, is the following. If you want to go ahead and gank bot lane, that's mid lane I think, mid lane and bottom lane early, then starting here is fine because you're going to be going down to this moment, right? You're going to be going down to this area. Lee Sin, Vice, what have you, Rek'Sai, this is great because you're not going to be too worried about losing a PvP moment if they do invade you, and because you ganked this, not in this situation, but in theory, maybe you ganked it and your mid lane has Briar, they can help you. Your bottom lane, even though they're being shoved in, is good because they can help you. However, if you do this quadrant into this and they're prodding down, this is almost certainly going to lose you bottom side camps. That's not something you want to lose at all. And the Vi isn't even thinking about that possibility. And that's the problem with Diamond junglers. They do not think that enemy junglers have the goal and the power to actually punish them. The blue side bottom lane goes in all for the trade here. Vi will be shadowing. We see there the Diana goes into the Caitlyn. Excuse me, let's look at that again just so you have the full picture. Blue team, see this, she gets hooked. Unfortunate. He dashes in against the Nautilus, and now he's taking the full wave, plus all of the damage being provided. He will die there. Nice flash by the Nautilus. Diana goes in the back line there, obviously uses a flash to get that flash E, and now we're stuck against Nautilus. We saw the Vi cross the ward, which means we're in a tough position. Nautilus goes ham. What we should have done, walked away, try to get out, end of story. The Vi's benefiting here. Do not result base this as Vi if you get this kill. Hello, which you should. You do. Good job. Well, good rotation, good caps, not like you had a choice. A lot of junglers you'll notice from the Emerald and Platinum ranges are farming and doing scuttles and things like that. They're not worried about rotating to these scenarios if there's something else in front of them. She had no choice, but she did a good job. That's nice. Right, 1-1-0 versus 1-0-0. We take the Scuttle Crab, but we're compromised pretty severely in terms of experience. I think here from the Vi's perspective, you look at the clock, you see 4 minutes, 4:20, the Grump is going to spawn. I could foresee the Diana just going into this just to control those respawns, but 99% you're going to see the junglers go and do this first. Vi also knows that she could go ahead and double scuttle. She could go and invade. There's a few things she could do, but the problem is Diana's going to come out with a base reset. So think about the base reset. Now instead she decides to go back to base, but I rewound because Diana's like, I don't know what to do. Should I go back to base? And that's a big ass problem. I do think at this stage, if I were the Diana, I'd be worried that the Vi would take this, cut in and steal these two things. Then she, of course, would gank the bottom lane, right? Like that would sacrifice your bottom lane a little bit. Is that worth if you're Diana? What do you think? For me, I think that might be worth. Why? Because if Vi does in fact do this, and I see her do this, I will not only have this, this, and this, but I also have this and this, right? So you got level 4 Grub, potentially level 5 Wolves, depending on how slow you clear it. Level 4 here, so she cleared quickly, that's great. There is a downside. If you go blue Grump Wolves, and this spawns after 428 on the clock, and the game is going normally, then this will be potentially a level 5 camp. But with a lot of fisting and ganking in depth, that's 100% going to be a level 4 camp. So sometimes the second camp you have might be a level 5. Just something to look at, think about, make sure you're maximizing that experience. But the whole point of me saying go here is that if Vi goes into my jungle and ganks bottom lane, I get free top set. If I go here, and Vi does in fact just go back to base like she did, then I can just sequence all the way down, full clear, get tier 2 camp, tier 2 camp, tier 2 camp. These will be the first spawn, and then off we go. Tier 2 just means second spawn camp. I've stopped saying it, I had a terminology for it, but guess what? People get confused by that stuff when you when it doesn't catch on. I came up with the term camp sequencing, everyone kind of uses that one, but tier 2, tier 1, doesn't work. Now, we know that the Vi potentially could be doing something else, but we see this over the wall. I would love to get involved here if I can hit a Q, but it's really tough without your flash now. That's beautiful. I didn't pause because I wanted to see what you... Exactly right. You're not going to be able to hit things, but we can Q to the minion, E that, get the reset, and then get the next E onto the Ahri. Perfect. The problem is, she's now full sending it in the wrong direction. At this stage, you see the Vi there, you see the Nautilus move up. What is your play here if you're the Diana? There's a really cool cut that you can do. A really cool cut. And for Diamond to Master Dreamers, this is the cut that will make you win. And in the private Discord, I talked about this last night. I VOD reviewed one of my own games, and I said, I played really, really well. Couldn't win. My team were just too heavy. I accept that I played well, and you know what? If I play consistently like that, I will win games. The thing I said, though, was a few cuts I made were too slow. And this is what I'm talking about. Now, you could go and fight the Vi, you could go and fight with Nautilus, he's low HP, you could go and do something about the Caitlyn. But at the end of the day, you're not a Kindred, a Lee Sin, or anything like that. What do you see on the map while I've been speaking here? Down into the second spawn Raptors, the second spawn Wolves, the second spawn Grump. And then when Vi does this in the Dragon, you snack the Krabbies. And if she goes against bottom lane again, then you get her red plus her Krugs, maybe even the Raptors again, maybe you can dive top lane. Go somewhere else where there isn't as much fisting, because as Diana, that's what we want to do. Now we know the Vi is here. I do not want to results-based anything here. Like if we kill the Nautilus or we kill the Caitlyn, I don't want to results-based this, because you don't know where the Nautilus was going, you don't know where the Vi was going, and like I said, that's good job. Like you can only play what's in front of you. But like I said, she got distracted by the Grump. Lost track of the Diana, got distracted by the Grump, saw her, didn't care, carried on farming. And even if you don't see her here, like you just don't ping off the Caitlyn. If you've got wards or whatever, you don't use it for protection. The Diana did a good job there taking what was given to her. But for me, that's a bit more results-based, because the Nautilus and the Vi, what if there were wards? What if they saw you? What if Ahri had TP and collapsed upon you? What if Ahri came from bases you were fighting? There's so many what-ifs there for different scenarios. I know no TP here. I know that they didn't see us. I get it. But I always think like that. What if this could happen? If it's like 3, 4, 5 what ifs, go with the smarter play, which is maximum experience. And then if she goes and does this shit, you get free grubs, which is what I want. And if you're Diana, you definitely want grubs. Now, level 5, we're going to have to do the wolves here. This should not give us 6. We'll be really close, but not quite. There you go. We need another thing, either a scuttle crab, a grubby, or a blue buff or something like this. We're going to use our lane prior to snack this baby up here. 717. Is an outrageously slow level 6. My record at this point was a 542. And that was because I kited a camp out. I've been keeping screenshots with someone else who's just peaking in triple digits as well. And he's just rinsing the strategy. And I'm kind of using him as the, the lab rat for a few things. But it's working well, right? It's working very well for him. And he's just timing his level 5 and level 6s. And you can see the earlier he gets them on Viego and whatever it is, Nunu's, whenever he has an early 6 spike, 3 wins, basically, because he uses that now. Invades, map control, objective wins, contests. The Vi does a smart thing here, let's be honest. The smart thing from Vi's perspective is, I need to get 6 before I do anything else. This should ding it right here. Whoop, wrap it up, 743. And she knows she can't contest the grubs. Diana, I feel like this is a lane that looks super juicy. And I don't want to be here. Why would you? Do not conflate good plays with them being dumb, all right? Straight up, if Vi just decided, because she saw you do this, all right? If Vi was just like, look, I need to get 6, I can't contest this, my Trinity is a little compromised, dude has no ultimate, right? I really need to do something to take control of the game away from the Diana. It's not going to be playing into her right now, okay? She has itemization advantage. Gold amount is 700 gold lead. The Renekton is hardcore winning. If you want Master Tier, do the calculations here. Can I actually 2v2 this? No. So what you should be doing is saying, all right, I'm going to get 6 here. Diana's doing that. Oh, she got them. Okay. Orangey Scuttle. Blue's available. This guy's most likely dead. Leave it. Let the losing lane die. He sowed his own oats, and they were shitty damn oats. Can I go all in here on the Orianna with potentially flash Qs and ults? Okay, we could try that for sure. I mean, Orianna is everything up, but she doesn't have her own ultimate if we're tracking that through F keys. Right, obviously in VOD review, here we're talking, we miss a few things, but in-game, laser Hawkeyes, Eagle Eyes, laser eyesight, whatever you want, Death Star accuracy. Not Stormtrooper accuracy, just Death Star accuracy. And I know it's a big planet, it's hard to miss, but who knows, right? Much like the direction of the franchise in the last couple of years, you never know when it's gonna miss all the time at the moment. However, go in, kill the Orianna if you want to, but the Diana's right there, so maybe not. Cut in. Counter jungle, dive these suckers, snowball your bottom lane. Your bottom lane are compromised a little bit, but they still have the lead, right? They still have the lead because the Nautilus is juiced. Caitlyn is the same gold as a Luciano. You don't know that they have the same gold. But this is where you make your mark as a Viego. This is where you open this game up for you and your team. Cut down, counter jungle, snack the sucker up, and worst case, do a dragon. Get something back objective-wise. But if you're gonna go top here, why are you even queuing in remotely? It's just doomed, cursed, evil, rotten, and I'm sorry you had to witness this, but if you jungle like that, you deserve diamond. In fact, you probably deserve emerald. That's no offense, but that's just ridiculous. The cut here had a lot of cool possibilities. And what I mean by cut, specifically, is we watch Ari do the business. Obviously, Diana can rotate here. We watch that. There's the ult coming back off. Cool down. Watch out for the Diana. Uh-oh, she got flashed. There's the Vi counter ganking it. Now, hello, I'm going to help and save you. I like this too, but of course, the Diana can do... Oh, nice charm. Vi does have her ultimate if she wants to use it. She's going to try and save it. Conqueror's fully stacked here. Abilities Q. Now she has to use it. That's okay. You burn the flash. You hold... Like, that's really good. Hold and hold and hold until that you burn a summoner spell. So, again, talking about cuts while Vi pushes this out. And obviously, Trinity goes against the Vision, or just don't know what he's doing. It's that I have a moment in the game where I can make the safe, conservative play to save a losing lane and compromise my entire game. Or I can make a slightly aggressive play and try and snowball another lane. Or I can cut in and do an objective for free while they're topside, but I can also spin that into a counter jungling kill and objective. You see how the universe opens from that raptor pit, and this is the diamond selling point. How do I create almost infinite jungle decision options that are all good? Like that. And that's where junglers who want Master Tier destroy diamond junglers. That's why even before Zyra jungle became a thing in pro play at the moment, I've been playing it for 10 years. I have a pinned guide on the Zyra mains subreddit from Season 9. I streamed this shit. Conqueror, yes, I streamed Conqueror, Common, Electrocute, Dark Hours, everything in Season 9, 10 already. I played everything. Okay, I have 2 million points in Zyra. I know what I'm doing on the champion, and I've been playing in jungle the whole time. Obviously, a lot of support as well. But how do you think, before they buffed to a clear speed, I survived? Like this, making these kind of cuts and just playing pressure points, sacrificing, giving myself as many options as possible. And the Vi, if you're a meta jungler, Vi, Viego, Diana, Elise, Karthus, Nunu, I don't care what you play. If you can create infinite jungle options in a game, to either play a bit safely, a bit more aggressively, measured, to just win the game, why wouldn't you? Why would you not make a cut that gives you 1, 2, 3, and 4 decisions versus one which gives you absolutely nothing? Worst case scenario here, you die like you did. Best case, you just saved the Trinity and he was safe anyway. Regardless, the Vi now goes back to base from all of this. You saw that, right? Look at this. Oh no. Oh, yes. I am the jungler. I saved my Tryndamere. Look at me go. I mean, like, it's so dumb. You know, she comes back here with TP. Great gank. Nice shadow. You fall this. The question mark is the Diana going top side or bottom side? If I'm the Diana here, I don't know why the hell on earth you're going to the top side. You got 3 camps here plus a dragon. The Vi, from our perspective, right, blue team's perspective, just make sure we get this, is going towards her jungle. So, okay, cool. I can go top side. However, my red buff is spawning. Okay, blue's up as well. It's, all quadrant is up. Yes, she could be here, but Vi has not reset again. She has no flash. She has no ultimate. Diana's ultimate will be up before hers will. Diana also has now almost Nash's tooth plus a dark seal. Could we, if we think Vi is going to go straight to the dragon or straight to a blue side, kill bottom lane, shove it, and then take the dragon? Yes, and then what you can do is sequence all the way up for clear into grubs. Beautiful, beautiful. Now you're going to do this. Vi, in theory, could do all of this, dive this, take the dragon, take all of your stuff. You've just opened the door for the Vi to take everything. And if you're a diamond level jungler, I cannot stress enough how that is the worst thing you can do. Again, referencing the people I've coached to Master Plus, to Grandmaster, to Challenger, those who have even just gotten diamond. The way we did it, the first and foremost focus was jungle denial, but also jungle denial of that denial. If I'm gonna look at the Vi trying to steal my camps and take away my lane and take away objectives, then look at the pings, then I'm gonna prevent her doing that, right? I know that I want to deny the Vi, take her stuff, counter gank her, right? Keep her down, make her down 2 levels. But if she has a window of opportunity to do that to me, I must stop that right now. And the Diana had that opportunity. However, the Vi decided, as we can see, to do 2 camps, go back to base to get Sundered Sky for no particular reason, gank the losing lane with no ultimate instead of actually doing something about the dragon, killing bot lane, taking the Diana shit. And if the Diana did decide to go to the bottom side here, the Vi would have died, right? So the Vi shouldn't have counter jungled. Exactly, but the Vi still could have done the dragon and fallen back. Juicy. And now the Diana would be down here with the Vi taking the dragon, hopefully protecting her bottom lane. And at least the Diana could still sequence all the way up. But she wouldn't get the kills or the dragon. And both junglers, if you're following me, they're left doors open. Good night, lazy base. Is this Worlds or solo queue diamond? Unreal. The Diana left her bottom side quadrant, bottom lane, and dragon open for the Vi to take over. The Vi left her bottom lane dragon available for destruction. And both of them missed. Really, both of them missed. It's the Family Guy, old school. You know, I'm old enough to remember when we could make certain jokes about certain things. Regardless, it's like, how do you know when your partner wants to have sex, right? And it's just a whole montage of Brian being led on, including an airplane strip, and he doesn't see the signs. That is a lot of the time what these kind of junglers are. They just don't see the signs. What on earth is going on in the meantime here? We're back. Again, Diana takes a dragon here. No counter jungling available. Is going to go back to base here. Stays out for the Nautilus. Decides to go all in onto the Caitlyn. Says, I'm going to kill you because I can. Because, you know, I'm a fed Diana. There's a Q again. No E for a long ass time. Holy shit, that cooldown is vile. But it's deserved because you get a reset. Yeah, now she's over chasing for no particular reason. Grubs are available. Vi died, as we saw. Really a cataclysmic failure across the board for both junglers. Do we agree? What are you going to do against a Nautilus? Like, now you're counter jungling. Vi knows where you are. Vi's just going to respawn and go topside, I hope, for the grubbies. Let's see if she actually gets grubbies here. I'm not a fan of this trade whatsoever. You took... I'd like to sing the Nautilus song. A lot of dee, a lot of do. That's what junglers do. They walk around singing and humming with waffles and no direction and no... Look at this. They're pinging the camps to say go counter jungling. Or is she pinging to say the Diana's here? The Diana's just bottom lane. They have no idea where the other one is. We just saw the Diana. And look, the Diana's capitalized more on the mistakes than the Vi has, but the Vi's sown her own destiny by ganking a losing lane. That's why that moment right there with 1,500 decisions as a possibility, man, it opens up the game so much. I cannot stress thinking about cuts like that when someone shows. And the Diana made a good job of the cut earlier, right? Vi gank top lane, cut, counter jungle, into a gank. Yeah, we died, but Please stop, man. It's a level 11 Renekton. He's got Omega huge ult. The whole team is obviously going to be here. You just pinged off that. Danny gets the kill and the sucky and the flash. Hopefully you are seeing a lot. Like, this is a really in-depth early game. 1443, 7.2k gold on the Diana. Level is almost level 11, perfect, right on the money. And Vi's is now 5.3k gold, and I think she was level, I'll say 8, because it was so tragic, but she was 9, fortunately. And this, from the Dyna's perspective, is the right logic. Okay, my Renekton's winning, Vi spending way too much time up there. The best thing I can do here is just snowball mid and bot, counter jungle and punish and take objectives, which of course we did. We force action now. Red team did take the bottom lane turret because Caitlyn thinks. Vi goes all the way in here. Nami disengages, or tries to disengage here. Apparently League of Legends frame rates decided that that fight was illegal. Diana dies, everybody dies. Look, if you actually want to go for these kinds of pushes with the Herald, I like it, but you've got to track the bottom lane. Like, they just took this turret, they just reset. There's zero reason for you to be overly aggressive with the Herald here. We have time, right? Pull back, take your blue if you want, go back to base, and then go bottom side. Counter jungle here, maybe get some pressure here, use it here for the dragon. You don't need to rush the Herald. And I feel like from the Dyna's perspective here, this is a bit of a rush. Caitlyn is pretty damn juiced. The gold amount on her is 7.6k. Huge because of the 5 plates that she got. 4 plates, close enough. It's just not really a position we want to be in with everyone dying, because yeah, we have a gold lead, but it's still subtle, right? It's still a subtle gold lead, and you don't want to throw it away for 0. Ever. And I do think holding that punch, that knockout punch, the Bane backbreaking Batman move, you want to hold that for when it's actually going to break his back. Right now, you went for it, and the guy was, you know, you want to break the back of the 40-year-old Batman, and you try to do it to prime Batman with thicker armor, and it didn't do anything, and then he returned the punches. And that's the problem here. They think it's an old, anemic enemy jungler, and we can break his back easily, and we can just steamroll the rest of the game. No, it's still close enough where they can do something about it. So you don't want to be too hasty with your heralds. Long, labored, terrible metaphor, but I've been recording and coaching all day, so I hope you understand what I mean. Either way, don't elevate this too soon when they're going to have people coming from base, and you could reset with a lot of cash money, and use that then dragon for, use that herald for dragon prior, or for a fight prior, or if your whole team int, right, they just straight up int somewhere, then what you can at least do is use it yourself. Which we didn't do. However, we are now on the Nash's Lichbane tech. I've made a video on this on the gameplay channel. I do like it for the Omega one-shot on-hit fusion. Turrets do melt, but you don't have to, right? You can just obviously go straight into death caps and Zhonya's and more aggressive things as you wish. All right, we have the Ahri down here with the Orianna. We got 2 inner turrets remaining. Red team looking a little sad right now, but they do have 1 turret. I had to look. Dyna's looking deep here. We need to shove, all right? This should be a pretty straight cut and close, so the other coaching, the macro is the same, right? The macro we describe in Emerald, Platinum, Gold, Master Tier, Halo, it's all the same. Did you see that, by the way? The damage is obscene. The macro is the same. Push the map up here, push the map up here. Ahri's obviously MIA at this particular stage. Don't face check brushes. Diana, you don't have Zhonya's. We're big, though. Team can follow. We'll do the red. Orianna does not have TP, so I'm okay with the patience here. There it is. There it is. Excuse me. Woo! That's a lot of damage. Woo will die, though. Yeah. The idea of pushing the map here is important, and I kind of wanted the Diana to go in. Yeah. I'm not going to bullshit you. If you're a ranged champion, it's a better job because you can do this. But if you bait your team in here, take the red, take this, hold the wave, go farming. Seriously, if you make a mistake face checking and you see the fight is doomed because of your bait, but you know you can live and get a lot of econ and at least hold waves and maybe look, there's objective that they can take, then please, by all stretches of the imagination, you know, just don't die. Really is the lesson. And yeah, I guess I got a little excited. I thought maybe she could do more damage, but with this build, the ult isn't going to hit as hard than having as much raw AP. Auto attacks, definitely. E, definitely. But yeah, the face check here was not so good. But the idea is good. Pick, shove, pick, shove. Orianna should have been shoving a lot harder. And honestly, Orianna should have been a little closer. But they should have been tracking her TP and such things. So overall, you understand. I understand. Don't get too excited. I just did there. But those deaths are costly. What we can attribute that to is usually a fun moment. Oh shit, a throw. My bad, guys. Sorry. And you move on with your life. But she already has 4 deaths. So I'm actually dying the least I've ever died in a season. In 10 years, I'm dying 3.1 or 2.9 times a game between that on Zyra. With high CSPM and KP. I'm playing a lot more intelligent with this kind of stuff and the path thing. Everything I'm talking about in this coaching, I'm using and giving to high yield players and giving to emerald players to get to diamond. Giving it to everybody. They get too excited about it. But just understanding this decision-making moment, or hey, they're doing grubs, let me do dragon, or hey, they're doing dragon, let me do grubs, or hey, they're ganking top lane, let me gank bot lane. Like, just understanding where you can give things and not give things, such a powerful thing. Really powerful strategy. It's a mentality, right? It's a big mentality from the jungle's perspective. And our restraint on that is the most important thing. So here, all right, I see them. I know Orianna's down bottom side. Let me just try and take the blue. If they show up, we're just going to bounce. We want to catch the wave. We want to move in here and push this one. That's what we want to do, right? We don't want to actually die here. Fortunately, we're able to take some camps and take a Baron, but that's because the enemy team is bad. What we should have done is Krug's first path upways into the dragon, into the Baron. That's great, but none of this really matters. This is pretty sloppy stuff at this stage. Let's have a look to see what's next. Control your camps. Obviously, you have the Baron. Hopefully that mid-game stuff makes a little sense, but it's not really heavy mid-game. I wanted to really talk for diamond level. If you want Mercy tier, first and foremost, this is what I'm talking about. This is why my deaths have gone down. Usually I'm more, yeah, let's contest, let's really get in there when we have the lead. You don't need to take that high risk anymore. There's so much experience in the map, in the jungle, in the objectives, and the waves. If they're doing this free dragon, what do you think you should do here? You guys want Master Tier? This is what you do. You take your red. Firstly, you take your red. Good. You see this. Cut in and shove hard as hell. Cut in and shove. Start taking turns. I don't want to go in here. Because if I go in, I have no way out. I'm not... Who cares about the third dragon? I don't give a shit. And no one should. I don't value dragons at all. Go here and take all of this. Take the turrets. So this play for me is also something that stretches the game out unnecessarily, because you're most likely going to die here, which you do, and now your team is Baron, but numbers disadvantage. You gave them a dragon, now they have 5 and you have 4. If your team win the fight, they win the fight because of their own capabilities, and the enemy team maybe makes a mistake, which is important because you coin flipped it. You coin flipped it, right? And the Vi is just really bad. And now, beautiful Orianna ult. Yeah, Orianna into Renekton. Like, the Diana here gets the benefit of her team delivering the good word. What you should have done is said, oh, they're doing the dragon. Push, 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 quickly, quickly, quickly. They're like, no. And then you sag up here, push this a little bit. Then they're like, no. And then you push down here, take all of this. You know, like you split push down here with someone, you can TP and fight afterwards. But you should focus on those turrets. And honestly, I'm looking at this game and I wanted to make a nice final game for this movie section of guides that we've been having over the new season, the new split with all the buffs, but there's not a lot for us to discuss other than just raw team fighting, composition gap. Hugely, the jungling was the most important aspect, but I hope you can see from the Dyna's perspective, yes, I did a good job. Nice feed. Yes, I did a good job. Beautiful. But there were moments when a better jungler would have punished me. There were moments when my team might have lost a fight because I was dead because I made a mistake, and then I would have lost the game. So that's what I want to drill home for your mentality. But otherwise, it was solid. Like, literally no more kills now. Everybody just chills. Everybody just chills. They get another Baron. Danny's coming out of base here with a Death Cap and a Zhonya's. Renekton's Omega Deep forcing the flash or the dash out of the enemy team. Here's the Orianna. This should be juicy, 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 fresh. Kill the Tryndamere. Dyna shows up. You know, 10-5-11. She's done a solid job here. Do we have flash up? We do. We could just honestly go in. There we go. Oh. Not the best R-flash combo. Doesn't really matter, though. Very good. Well done, Diana. You did a solid job. Vi, you did a terrible job, but you're all here to learn. Hopefully, you got some value from all of these MMR coachings, just total guides for the new split. Hopefully, you enjoyed the movie if you watch this on the main channel, which will be up shortly thereafter. Thank you for watching. Best of luck in your jungling, and if you want more slapping around, accountability, or just a tender touch to your jungle greatness? Virkayu.gg. Okay, and for this section, this is in fact the coaching class. It will be a lot slower because I'm reading chat and interacting with the people as we go through the scenarios. The first example here, we have a Gwen who's done solidly, but is still way far away from where she needs to be. We're going to join in around 13-14 minutes as we head into the mid-game. And with her example and the one after, we talk a little bit about throws, back and forths, how to 1v9 fights, just little things we're talking about. Obviously, I will leave a link below to more specific and direct macro plays that you can use, but otherwise, hopefully this provides you some context in addition to all of the coaching we've had so far in this video. Because all of this is just waffle, like I could just take her top side. And we know because we saw on the wards, right? And now they're here anyway, and you're here anyway, and maybe your Xingqiao is a bit useless, but maybe you can still do something. Who knows? Oh wait, yes. Yes, we can. Empowerment. Juicy. It's amazing how there's always a decision at some point in the game that allows you to snowball and win it. Always. It's just about whether you are in the right position. Right place, right time is a big jungle thing. And you can only be in the right place in the right time if you are actually jungling well and thinking about those kinds of things. Because now I don't want to match them. They are doing exactly what they should do. And again, I didn't see this, right? I just told you this is what they're going to do. Because it's obvious. So if I'm not taking this, shoving this, oh my goodness gracious. Like you would have killed her 100% before she hits level 11. You get to shove this whole turret down. You get to go to the Herald. If they want to keep pushing here, go mid lane, activate the Herald yourself, push in 2. Forces them to say, hey guys, you can push this bottom lane turret, but you're going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 if you really don't base. And now the map is pretty equal, and you're in a great position to actually carry. Does that make sense? Does that make sense for everybody? I feel like that's a good lesson for all of us, no matter what we play. You know, I think it's more like an 18, but again, like that's. You know, look at the state of the game here. This is a very tough game for you. Like your team are nothing. I can see the pain in your team for sure. But everything I said stands true. But Katarina? Why ill? It's like all of this is just. I don't want to be doing any. The moment I just explained to you at 14 minutes, from 14 to around 60 minutes. That's where you equalize the Draven's lead. That's where you equalize your losing lanes. That's the moment. Not at 18 or 20 when you randomly win some fights. Now, when you're behind. Because if you did that, this fight isn't occurring. Draven's going to go back to base. You could be down here and maybe shove this up with Jinx and force him back down here, which he doesn't want to do. He wants to move around the map now and start taking other turrets. You start to control the Master Puppet style. But you didn't. You follow them around, and when you follow them around, you're not actually going to beat the lead. So I think the lead that you feel that you have is here. This is just a straight-up coin flip contest. Like, let's not read into this. You all just fought, based, and went for a fight, and good job by everybody involved. Like, that's fine. When you're losing, sometimes you have to do this. Oh. I saw the Draven coming. Like, that's great. So, basically, from your perspective here, you feel like you're now in a lot more control, which is true, it's fair. But I also feel like they kind of gave that to you. And still, the Shyvana's ahead of you in gold by 300 gold, right? And Draven has 8,600. Not much you can do about that one. Yep, smite it, snack it, cool. Here we go. Yep, like now you're just playing sagged off. You sagged off the whole map. 3 people, Ash arrow misses, of course it does. Do the Grump, wait for the Jinx, let them take the turret instead of trap. I like this a lot. Nicely done. Good ult in the back line there. Excellent W into ES steroid. Beautiful. Champion is busted. Champion is busted. See? This plus this, imagine as a full Leandries, right? Should you want to go that. Imagine having that spent 4 minutes sooner. What could you do? Hilarious things. And that's why we talk the way we do about jungle. Because anybody can get fed at 20 minutes. Anybody can get fed at 25 minutes. Anybody can get fed at 30 minutes eventually. But you're relying on the universe giving you something versus focusing on 10, 14, 16. I'm taking control. It's a different mentality. And then still, like, the Draven's just... I wanted you to do what the Draven's doing. I wanted you to be the Draven in this game, even though the Draven's fed, because now you make their Draven follow you around looking to make plays. So here in this particular case, you know, they're all going to go to the Dragon. We have to give it up. You got a Herald that you need to use. You got bounties active. You can't even coin flip this Dragon whatsoever. You got to give it. So what do we do in this situation? When I see this, I'm out of base. By the way, guys, you can easily punch the Herald here and drive that sucker into the turret. Drive it. You see them all here? Drive the Herald through the turret. Try and take it if you can. Push all the minions in. Force them to come for your ass. The Xinjia is going to push this because of it. Cut up. Take this. Shadow the cat arena. If they all push mid lane, push this turret as well, and then reset. Give up the inhib. I don't care at this point. Feast on the super minions. And scale. That's your only option at this stage. Whereas 2 minutes before, you had another 2 options. 3 minutes before that, you had another 5 options. 3 minutes before that, you had another 25 options. As long as the game goes like this, the less options you have. And the more it's sit around, wait for them to mess up, and control your camps. The longer the game goes on, the more it's like this. And in Community VOD review last night, Willamander and McKay can attest to this. That's exactly what they had to do. And Willamander did a good job explaining some of the macro, but I'm just like, yeah, that's macro for 10 minutes prior. The macro now is wait. Let them make a mistake. And if they do, you win. If you don't, you lose. That's horrible. Who wants to be in that situation? I know we've all made comebacks from it, but now imagine, instead of this, you're pushing mid lane. And because this dragon is being done, you're already done with the mid lane turret. And now Katarina's pushing this, and they're going to go for the Xin Xiao. Cool. And guess what? Guess what, everybody? If this is 21 minutes and this happens, take this. If Draven goes bot lane with 2, please, everyone go Baron right now. Everyone. Let Xin Xiao take their most favored member off the map, and you guys all go Baron. If they contest, you just kill everybody, and then you take it. And that's how you make comebacks. And that's how you push leads, when you have them, but your team doesn't. Make sense? That sense of agency is what we want. And now you kind of do exactly what we're talking about here. Gwen champion spotlight. Oh no! Like, yeah, obviously, you can see the prime example multiple times in this game where you've done something good, something good, something good. But the problem is you've done something good when the enemy team is able to respond. Everything I've told you is about doing something good when they cannot respond. Or you're forcing them to respond in a way that doesn't benefit them. That's the mentality I carry forward in every aspect of the game I play. And if I mess it up, I take responsibility. If I'm too aggressive, hey, I did it in our Flex 5 game on Saturday. I was like, guys, we can do the Baron. I have no smite, we can do it. And it was 1280 HP. And then enemy jungler contests. And all we had to do was turn. Because I was Ornn. I was doing some Ornn jungle. Ornn jungle. And he smited it away. We still won the game. But it was like a very, very high risk call. I needed to make it 5 seconds sooner. And I was 5 seconds late. And because of it, the Lee Sin shows up. So like, this game sometimes is really the game of inches to me, you know? But we can call it the game of seconds. Jungle can really be the game of seconds. And from this, your death, your shutdown, now you're in the situation where you're trusting your team not to do what that Ashe just did. You know they're all in your jungle right now, and they're just going to slowly whittle you down, take the final dragon, get the Baron, and you have to wait for them to make a mistake, right? And if they don't, you lose. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense. So I said Leandries, I meant, like, I thought you might go into Leandries because my brain's still hot-wired into the Haunted guys not going into Riftmaker. Obviously we want Riftmaker, but I have seen a Leandries Gwen. That's why I mentioned it. But yeah, I like that game. It was nice to see a bit of limit testing, nice to see some different strategy, nice to see you try to figure out what Gwen does. You know, you explored some concepts in that game. I think that's good. That was nice, not gonna lie. I liked what I saw. I think it's got good potential with those fixes. High agency jungling. I hit 18. Yeah, exactly right. Oh no, Rose, don't worry about it. It's a good thing to mess up, because now you realize like 4 minutes is a long time in League, right? If you're hitting it 4 minutes later, oof. But even then, you still had an opportunity to do something, right? Isn't that great? Like, because you still played solidly and made some decent decisions and decent PvP moments, you're still in a position to actually influence the outcome of the game. That's fantastic. That's what we take from that. But then we break it down and we realize, oh, well, I totally could have destroyed these people. And that's a nice feeling. As long as you come out of this review saying, I feel like I could have 1v9'd that game so easily, that's what we want. We want that sensation of, wow, all of these things I could have done better, and I was still 6-3-3 in a solid place. That's a W in my book. That's how we climb. And speaking about climbing, oh no, go away. All right, games, man. There we go, okay. So True Deathwing had a good early game here. We've looked at his early game a lot recently. I think he wanted to talk about something else for this one. I will get it because Tude's disappeared. Slow. Okay, promoted to Gold 1. Okay, so this is good for everybody. 20 to 34. I'm in. I think your internet's lagging. Literally exact same time or what? Okay. How could I have closed this game out first and cleaner? At this point in the game, I'm fed. Maud, Ashe, and the enemy Zyra are fed. Enemy team has 3 Barons. Enemy team gets 3 Barons, Jesus Christ. We have Soul Sweep and Elder. But we have a hard time closing this game out. Do I really have to say why? Because you're playing Warwick, dun, 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 and it's a Kale. Sorry, not a Kale, it's a Ziri, and a Mundo, and a Cassadino, and a Lulu. What does your champion do in this particular situation? What does your champion remotely do? Let's find out. More at 12. Okay, so you can definitely, memes aside, easily close with Warwick in this particular situation. There's no reason for it to go as long as it does, up to 37. But the fact that you take it slow and you win, for me, is the most important lesson. Against these comps against you, there can be a lot of agency that's falsely used. Like you have a fire under your pants, basically, for no reason. When you're winning by, what's 3k gold at this point, in-game it probably feels like you're winning by more than 3k gold. But remember, a 3k gold lead against a Ziri and a Kassadin, stream is not on, you guys are not on. Excuse me, that was rude. Let's see. It was a Discord thing. There you go. So it's 20 minutes. You guys can see there, basically 3,000 gold lead. In game, it feels like you guys are having a bigger lead than you actually are, because Aziri's at 11,000 gold. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that she's gonna be tough to knuckle down. End of story. Taking it slow is exactly what you need to do. However, I look at the death spawn timers here, and I see Zyra was top side, so you guys took a dragon. Good job. See, Maud is pushing this, which is great. See, Lulu holding mid lane against your chicken. And you've got these two respawning. Hooray, huzzah. What do you see on the map here that is more perfect than going to your red? Go Baron. Go here. Take this. I feel like at this particular stage, if all of you have got a decent gold reset where you're healthy enough and wealthy enough to go into the Baron, why can't you bait that? Why do I think that's a solid job? Because the Galio is pushing mid, they will rotate to him. The Mordecai is pushing bot, they will rotate to him. Take the Baron. You do not need anybody else other than a Thresh, Ashe, and a Warwick to do it. Go do it. And if they rotate, guess what? You can pull off. Because if they have to walk all the way over, burn TPs, waste their time, and not be able to do anything, you win. Because they're not getting gold. Every time they get 1 gold and you get 1 gold, they scale better than you do. Every time you get 50 gold and they get 50 gold, they scale better than you do. But every time you get a dragon and a crab and their raptors and you get 100 gold and they get 0, you win. Right? So from my point of view, I see this as like a... Okay, let's see what we actually got. Zyra's pushing top lane, getting a bounty. All right, Zyra's going to go back to base. Mordecai's in the bottom lane. Go, 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 go. All right, Rose, I hope it helps. Enjoy the games. Good luck in your Gwen loadings. GG's. Like, honestly, I feel like this is a Baron. I know I'm being quite spicy with these lately, but it feels just so wrong to go for your red buff. Doesn't it? Like 100% they're all gonna respawn and deal with these people. Can I just go and do this quickly? Now, obviously it is warded up, but in this particular case, I like the idea of just going through. And honestly, if you take the Scuttle Crab and you see 1,000 wards, you're like, oh shit, no. All right, cool. Take their Raptors, leave some deep wards, fall back to this sucker, go back to base, and then try again. I don't think there's any downside to making this move. Look, oh no, he showed here. Oh look, he showed here. Okay, full reset. So it's not necessarily about doing the Baron right now. It's more about positional play. Where if they do send multiple people to Mord, and 3 people do go, free Baron. If they don't, and people can contest, we at least have vision control, denial Raptors, total zone control, full reset potential. They're wondering if we're going to do it when we're going to do it. We're in their head. I don't know. Fall back to this side, cool, right? I feel like that's a better position to be in than, hey, we just got these great plays, let's go and full back. And because you don't do that, there it is. Great job, red team. Love it. Fucking love it. Exactly why. Exactly why you make the play. To better position yourself for whatever might come your way. End of story. Absolute end of story. I'm so glad I said all of that before I played forward. I didn't even look at the timeline. Yeah, I think that's where my mind went. You know? Yeah, that's honestly just a great Baron by them. They abused the fact that you guys were seceding pressure and weren't in position. Good job by them. Good job by them. Oh boy. Now you guys are straight up losing. The reason it takes you this long to close the game out is because you're straight up losing now. End of story. Equal gold is not equal gold with the Cassid and Zyra. Not the same. However, our Warwick is learning to be an assassino. Alt up in 7, 6, 5. Doesn't matter, we're gonna go in now. W press, auto attack. Q through E combo. Nice swipe on the claws. Ults the next bitch. Nice kill. Great hook onto the Cassadino. Excellent taunt into another kill. Good job, good pick. Nice. I'm glad you're liking the build. Push mid, push mid, push mid. 0-0, you gotta do it with your ADC. Help her out. There you go. Be wary of respawn timers and collapses. Don't overcommit for a red buff steal here. This would have been a great time just to sag off back and do your blue side quadrant because your Ashe at the base. Alright, unfortunately the Mordekaiser has died because he split pushing without necessarily thinking about you guys. Galio does the same thing. Okay, I see one top lane there. I can push this wave out a little bit. They're going to push mid lane. It is what it is. They can ping you all they like. It's not your fault. Great push. Great base. Nice flash E. Nice dead Zyra. That means you win the fight very, very easily. Good job. Good job, Warwick. This is juicy. I like this, Drew Deathwing. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Soul up. Let's snack that baby. Obviously, remember, when you do take the souls against these comps, you are giving them an elder play, and that is something I'm not always willing to fully risk. So sometimes I like to sit on that dragon a little bit longer, rather than just do it outright. Push that bottom lane, your guys are going to do whatever they want. You reset, we got Sundered Sky. Galio goes in, gets nothing. Mundo shows up, wait for Mord. You need parallel pressure. You could always cut down here if you wanted to. I don't really know if I want to straight up, like, I don't want a team fight here. I think we should cut down for 1-3-1. Like, they will engage on your team. But I don't think we win anyway. I mean, if you get the angle, maybe. I don't know. I feel like Galio should be in bottom lane. That's the thing, not you. It should be Galio. Yeah. Like, now I can see on the timeline, but I don't have a good feeling about this. Just ping your... look, he's pushing this. Ping your team to follow you, take all of this shit, push this up, force them to rotate here, force them to rotate here. Once you take this one, you can cut back in on the next wave, and now you can sync it up, and maybe someone's mispositioned. That's why you want your whole team to goon squad here, actually. You want 1-0-4 is what I probably want to go for. Because if you go 1-3-1, then 100% they will eviscerate your team and get a free Baron. But likewise... No! Oh boy. We don't talk about it, right? See, I want this right here while we're hammering on this right here. So if 2 go there, then we can make a full-on engage, win the fight, end the game. I feel like this is the game-ending moment at 27. Soul, great wave pressure in all 3 waves, no Baron, nice. Worst case, maybe an inhib and we can reset for the Baron ourselves. I feel like that's maybe the best play here. My gut feeling is team, follow me, let's go, push the wave here because we need this pressure. We're not going to be able to fight them without the Mord who's just Astra splitting. Let's try some pressure points. I feel like that's definitely the best play. Fortunately, because you all died, they got a Baron. And then we repeat the process. Ah, no, go away with your smoke and grain. Ugh. Mundo's out of position. See what Kraken and Sundered Sky and Titanic does to the Mundo? You don't do that without these items, by the way. Much stronger against something like the Mundo. Obviously, you can't really kill him, but you can do a lot of work. What is Aziri doing, man? Yeah. Okay, Aziri gifted you that one. But yeah. Great mechanics, great team fighting. I think Willamando was right yesterday about your mechanics kind of bailing you out. Oh, nicely done, True Death Ring. I seen it. Beautiful stuff. The build is good now. Told you the build's good. I mean, you're doing about as much as a Warwick can do in this situation. You're doing about as much as a Warwick can do. There's very little more than this champ can do in these situations. You guys get an inhib. Why is she in this position? Yeah, good eat. Yep, nice. I like that too. Keep your body ready to react. I like that as well. Good flash. Bottom inhib is pushing in. You know that the Elder's up. You do not want to give it up. But they have to deal with the bottom wave. Guys, we're all on the same page here, right? The Ziri, Mundo, and Lulu should have just tried to do it, maybe? And just pulled off otherwise? Or are they too worried about the coin flip? I guess too worried about the coin flip. I guess it's fair. I guess it's fair. Ah, that's where the clip is from. Yeah, I guess I get it. I guess I get it, but yeah. The Ziri is gifting you a few things here, though. Hold, 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 and there we go. Juicy as fuck. Yeah, that's free Elder. Nice. Mechanics are definitely coming into their own recently. Yeah, I mean... You got 2 guys just rage splitting for no particular reason with no nuance. It's obviously costing you. Okay. She should die now. There you go. If he picks it up, his passives resets immediately, by the way, guys. If you face a late game Mundo, the cookie, his passive is an immediate reset on CC, so don't let him get it. Like, you got now free pressure bottom wave and a dead Vi. Nice TP there to hold you hold your wave. They can't fight you because the Elder. Like, it's just patient stuff. This is solid. Just like, honestly, just go top wave now. Or full back to Baron. Like, I don't feel like you push any more here right now. I feel like you guys trying to end here is a bit greedy. Vi's up a 9. You guys got no wave. No way you do it again. Oh, no. Yeah. Boy, yeah, chaos. I mean, I can see a situation where you very easily do kill them and end, but I feel like, again, that's them. You're trusting them to step up and kill you. And you don't even end. Okay, good. Good. I was gonna be annoyed. Yeah, like, I'm a little more conservative there, but against like a Kayle, Kassadin, Ziri kind of composition, you know, taking it nice and slow and ending the game properly is better than... It's better than trying to greed end here, you know? Because you guys not ending and dying is way worse than you guys just being in a position to end in another 2 minutes. Because now with 0 pressure, they get to wave clear and farm barons. So in the end, you guys all reset. No Elder. Yep. 80. Like, honestly, you've played a hell of a game. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. But this ADC positioning is astronomically stupid. Astronomically stupid. Like, the Zyra just threw the game. Multiple times. Great peel, though. All you can do is play what's in front of you, though. All you can do is play whatever's in front of you. That's the best you can do. Great front lining. Chompy, chompy, chompy. Nice TP. Not TP, but Galio ult. Yeah, well played. The Warwick here was supreme. Like, 1v9, honestly. But the Zyra gave you way too much. In my opinion, the Baron bait in this scenario with that lead is huge. You either get it or you're in a prime position. Yeah, no, the Zyra was horrific. Was absolutely horrific. A good Zyra ends this game and you don't win. The second Baron that you guys gave away was because, again, same thing. You decided not to just say, hey, team, let's go. Come on. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Let 2 go top. Like, I think you end here. Despite the fact that you gave up this first Baron, that's fine. You win the game here. Because you should be able to get multiple inhibs and reset for the next Baron, and then you siege and end. End of story. GG. That's it. It's done. You know, and then you try and end too soon again. It costs you another Baron. So first Baron was a great call by them, more so than you guys missing a call. But my gut instinct was to kind of try and shadow for this. If they send 2 bot, call free. Otherwise map control, and they can't do it. Because you have map control, and they know you have map control, so they would not be able to snack it. That's because you guys just went and farmed for some reason. And yeah, 2 cents on it. Interesting though. But all you could do is do what you did, which was sexy stuff. So good job.